Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X 3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.
Welcome back to Day 6 of the Esports Club Presents Showdown Series Season 7, powered by Crucial by Micron and of course our media partner Gossip.gg. We are back once again with two of the most important matchups, one on the upper brackets and the second of the lower brackets round 3. And talking about it, the first matchup, it will be in the lower brackets matchup. I'm your caster for today, Bob Gusta. Alongside with me, I have my co-caster, Zora Aiden, as we are here to talk about the process of this amazing series.
Well, it's always how we are doing, how you guys are doing, but how are the teams doing today? Because one team is bound to be eliminated. And all of that pressure is down there in the lower bracket itself. Just like Baba Gusta mentioned, first lower bracket game and then the upper bracket. But for all of that fight, what are they actually achieving at the end of this is the bragging rights, of course, alongside the prize pool. The prize pool being a whopping amount of 1 lakh rupees INR. First place winners get 50,000, second place winners get 30,000, and third place is 20,000 respectively.
Yep. A massive prize pool of 1 lakh INR, but also we do have to take a look at the brackets as well. We had a total of 8 teams who were currently in the playoffs, and now we are down to 4 teams, in which only 2 of these lucky teams will enter into the spot of the grand finals, which will be a best of 5.
That's right.
All in all, I have to say for all the 4 teams competing in this tournament, I wish them the best of luck as we take a look at the brackets once again. The upper bracket finals between Team 10-7 versus Amigos Esports, which will be the second. But right now, talking about the first matchup, it will be up against Team 120 FPS versus Team ASTERISK.
ASTERISK the ex-champion, Season 6 champions, but now they're struggling to go through every single phase. In the previous day, it was a really good performance, but altogether, why are they there towards the lower bracket? Because of one single mistake towards the upper side, and from there on, everything went downhill. But now it's about proving yourself, why you are yet to be proven the champion yet again. From Season 6 to Season 7, how good of a transition is it gonna be? Are they gonna be the protagonist, or are they gonna get protested against, is the question.
Yeah, but it always comes down to the whole, the performance that they've delivered here in the Showdown series, and all the 4 teams have done an exceptional job. As we take a look at the level up leaderboards, once again, the standings hasn't been changed quite a lot as of now. Doxer, Kramil and Ceylon still on 1st, 2nd and 3rd place, in which top 3 players will receive a brand new official Riot Gear goodies, which is really fun to have.
Yash has surpassed Ginola and Neko. That's one of the big things to even spot too. And he still has the opportunity. First game itself. Yash, how well can he perform and how much can he climb the ladder? Because first 3 players are going to get the right goodies, man. Other than that, you're going to go home and rethink, re-strategize for the next following tournament.
Yep, 120 FPS versus Team Asterisk. It will be a tough matchup though, because we did get to witness the decider map in which 120 FPS did go up against in the previous matchup against the Covenant. But also, let's take a look at the top 4 teams once again in Season 7. And I believe the performance from all these 4 players have been really well. Champa, unfortunately on Champa, even he's currently in the 1st position. He is currently, he's out of the tournament, as Team Untitled had just lost their matchup up against the opposition team. So, but when it comes to the stats, he's still on top. Talking about Tricky, once again from the side of Team 10-7, Cyrax from Team Amigos, and of course, how can I forget about our amazing Sentinel Paradox from the side of Team 10-7. So basically, you have 2 spots.
2 spots.
2 spots claimed by 10-7.
Yes. I mean, previous to this, we could not see all of these players. We could see only Tricky from the likes of 10-7. But yeah, there's a surprising requisite. And yes, you can see Paradox as well. Champa, I believe the tournament is already over for him, the entire squad, as they went against the team of Asterisk itself and could not go ahead and get at least one of the maps. So 2-0 was the scoreline. And talking about those top 5 agents, Omen, Sova, Cypher, Jet and Breach. These are the agents who have been picked so often, and always whenever they pick it, right, they get that benefit as well of picking these agents. So it's good all in all. And talking about dual initiator and 1 sentinel with Omen being the controller, it's a really good composition, I would say.
Yeah, it is a really good composition when you have a powerful enabler like the Initiator Breach, followed up with the smokes to block line of sight, followed up with Paranoia for nearsightedness. You have all the utilities that you need to execute towards the side. And top 3 maps, once again, Ascent, Bind and Split, the 3 vanilla maps that you get to see. But hopefully we will see Pearl. We haven't seen, Pearl be in display for quite a long time. I know for sure that in the grand finals, we will be able to see Pearl.
Yes.
The only difference is that would they just ban Pearl the first time they see it? It's just the first thing that they see is like, Pearl, no.
It's like
ban
7 maps and you have to play 5. So
yeah,
all in all, Pearl might be forced upon them, or Pearl might go getting banned. You never know what the situation can even derive or concur to. So I'm just hoping that Pearl is going to be one of those maps which will be chosen real soon, because the action, again, it's getting stale. Similar maps, Ascent, Bind, Split and Haven. Man, we have been seeing these maps again and again, that at this point of time, even if you wake me up from my slumber and ask what are the top 3 picks, I'm going to say all of these names.
Yeah, Ascent, Bind and Split. It's like we ascend first, we bind to it, and then we get split apart. But then we rejoin again, thanks to Abyss and Pearl.
Actually, next tournament, they rejoin again.
Oh yeah, the next tournament, they'll just rejoin again. That actually makes sense. But yeah, anywho, talking about our lower brackets matchups.
Yeah.
Team 120 FPS versus Team Asterisk. This will be an interesting matchup coming from our end, because like we talked about in the leaderboards as well, and also as we take a look at the statistics from both the sides, map veto, we have Ascent. Actually, no, not Ascent. The color of it looks exactly the same thing. So yeah, my bad. Sunset being the first map, Bind being the second, and Split being the deciders.
Of course, Sunset is one of the maps where Karam is very, very focused upon. And being the sentinel that he is, Cypher, lurk game needs to be on point. And we have seen this team perform as well. So 120 FPS, they have chosen Sunset to be their first map. Second comes Bind, a really strong map of Asterisk, especially whenever it comes to those pendulum swinging moments alongside the teleportation. This team just knows it all. They just know how to go ahead and perform and Bind. Later on, if matters are going to go towards a third map, Split is a really good decider. It's going to be a really perfect performance from both the end, and I believe it's a tooth and nail battle.
Yeah. I mean, it's in the name itself. Like the polls have been split. You'd never know whether if Team 120 FPS would win or maybe it would be either Team Asterisk. But yeah, for 120 FPS and even for Team Asterisk, both of them are currently in the danger zone. It is the lower brackets. If they want to proceed to the grand finals, they have to win this best of 3 lower brackets matchup, and it will be very crucial for them to proceed into that phase, so that they'll be either they would either go up against the upper brackets finals, right? The upper bracket finals will be the penultimate answer, and the ones who will go to the grand finals in the upper brackets, basically they get a one-day break. In tomorrow, we will only have the lower brackets finals to determine who would be the second team to have a spot to the grand finals. So either 10-7 or Amigos would get that one-day well-deserved break, and they could be able to have a really good reset. But for the lower brackets, it's like a constant fight.
Lower bracket, it's a constant fight. Plus, if you're at the upper bracket, you get to sit and understand what the opponents are doing, especially in the other maps. I know all of these vanilla maps are coming in. People are picking up Bind, they're picking Ascent just to go ahead and get that early victory. And Asterisk is one of those teams who bring in that perfect flavor, especially Abyss. I thought that Abyss is going to be into the picture, but Abyss has been banned by 120 FPS, noting yesterday's performance of Asterisk itself. So, moving forward, they have taken all of those precautions to not lose the first map and get the momentum rolling towards the second as well. But again, second map pick is going to be Bind. That is for the likes of Asterisk itself. So 120 FPS, what kind of strategies they're going to be implementing or applying in order to stop the reckoning force that is, we're soon going to see that and decipher it. But talking about Sunset, right? What are the agent selections? Top of your head, what do you think?
I mean, Cypher would be the first. I mean, I always say Cypher because he's the most picked Sentinel, especially on the top 5 agents. So if you really need a really great initiators that would help you in enabling, you could go ahead with Breach. Or if you want a proper support, if you want a really great controller that can help you support in those execute, thanks to the pulls, the concussions, and the cosmic divide that can block off half of the site, they could go ahead and pick Astra, but Astra requires a lot of great communication towards the team, especially once they head in towards the execute. So I would say Cypher, Cypher, Sova, really great for information gathering. And the third, I could say a Jet Duelist, because in a map like Sunset, there's a lot of longer corridors where Jet could be very viable with those smoke dashes to be able to quickly get into a position while being in cover both at the same time.
Well, yes, thanks to the cloud burst, even though it's 1.5 seconds, it gives you that room to go ahead and readjust your position, and the enemies will not know where you are currently. So I believe the agent selection is pretty good in your head. On top of the head, whatever you took, the names are on point. I would really add in Raze, to be honest. Raze is one of those agents who can provide the paint chills even in close-knit corners and corridors, and especially where Sunset has those elbow regions alongside A main and B main. Those areas can be easily bombarded by those paint shells alongside the ultimate as well. Showstopper. The moment you pop it, you get that control, you can seize it, and later on you can go for your following executions. If you're in the defensive side, then you can gain control towards the side quickly, and if you're from the attack side, then you can get the entire side control by just one click away. But for that one click, you need to farm a lot of orbs.
Yeah. You need to farm a lot of orbs, and there's like a hidden advantage when you have Raze, right?
Indeed.
Every time when you use the satchel charges, the opponent's crosshair positionings will always be bad no matter what. Because every time when you hear a satchel charge just flying around towards the side, and also we'll take a look at the head-to-head comparisons between these two teams while we continue the conversation. Every time when a Raze goes up in the air, you basically have to like readjust your crosshair all the way towards the air and just try to shoot the Raze. Well, the Raze is just like right at you with the shot with the shotty in hand. and just gets the initial pick. It's really difficult to contest up against Raze, but talking about the head-to-head, it's Elite with a total of 8 first blood. Meanwhile, we have Wave with a total of 13 first bloods. A really great comparison coming in, especially from Asterisk and also from 120 FPS.
It's comparison of the controllers. And Elite last time we could not see him play, but Wave was making waves, man. He was doing wonders. 105 kills. It's not easy to head towards the triple digit, especially hit a century nonetheless in this entire tournament. So yeah, Wave, kudos to you. And Elite because of the last games, he was a no-show. He did not come up, and we could see Greeny take up the charge of being the sentinel and following up with an initiator, and we could see even Caramel going in for that controller role. It was wonderful at first, but then later on he eventually headed towards being the sentinel itself. So all together, I am just hoping that today as well, it's not going to be that dicey of the situation. Whatever the roles are, let's just go ahead and stick to it. That should be the approach from the likes of 120 FPS. And from the other end, which is going to be the sides of Asterisk, they're confident as ever, man. It's like it's their playground, they're all set for it, they're ready for it. First game itself, how well of a performance can they give is that question. But you know, all of a sudden in my mind there's this one thing which clicked. That is Neon.
Yeah, look at that. There's Neon.
And the moment Neon came into the picture, I was like, wait a second, it's sunset. Neon is imminent. And Neon is going to be into the picture, 120 FPS. Smoker especially, he rocks the Neon in this particular map. And rest lineup being with the Breach, the enabler, he can enable the duelist, and from there on Neon can go ahead and get those frags. Close range Shorty or Bucky alongside Judge is lethal. Sova to get the information, and Cypher, how can we forget him to get all of that mind-numbing and position-wrecking information is very vital. Asterisk, they're not taking any risk per se right now. They're going in for the dual initiator role as well, alongside the duelist, Yash. He's gonna take Raze.
Yep. It always comes down to verticality versus speed once again. And for 120 FPS, like, yeah, you have like double concussions, right?
Yeah.
The one with the Fort Line and another concussion from the side of Neon, where basically you just get immediately teleported back to the drawing board. Just like it's that quick. Unless and until if you have your teammates watching your backs with those important line of sight to ensure that it doesn't happen, it would definitely create a lot of value towards the side of Team Asterisk.
Indeed.
So Sunset, they have to be careful with a lot of verticality plays coming in from the side of Raze. So expect a lot of shotgun plays that could come in from the side of Raze. And from Neon, you know, speed. Speed is the answer. It's just no matter what you do.
Well, yeah, Near. He has been playing really good.
Yeah.
Earlier on, playing KO in the map of Ascent, he got all of those multiple frags and he was even crowned the MVP. So Near is going to be that one player, I would say, that will head towards the spotlight and a must watch as well. Moving forward towards the lower brackets, how well can this entire team function as a single unit is a big task for them. And talking about him, it's going to be Near on the spotlight, having 104 kills, one shy from Wave. One shy.
104 kills, 10 first blood. Let's not forget, Near is a very impactful player that could definitely jeopardize most of the executes that could happen towards the site, right? So he's basically like a playmaker as well as the clutch master in certain situations. So having a player like Near who is still alive and still kicking in those situations, if he does end up getting multi-kills, then that spells dangers for the side of Team Asterisk.
And with this danger, I don't know how 120 FPS will cope up. The first game is going to be super vital for them to even get that confidence rolling towards the next following one. Because it's not their pick. Bind, I've seen them not perform that well compared to Asterisk. And wherever Asterisk gets that opportunity of being in the defense first and then later on the attack, they somehow cope up with all of those mechanisms within the game. The role swaps, it doesn't matter. They still know how to utilize the teleportations, and some of the times they abuse it as well.
Yeah. And also, let's not forget, 120 FPS, they did win up against the side of the Covenant on a 2-1 score line, losing map number 2, which was, I would say a double digit if I remember properly, but map number 1, map number 3, that is where we did get to witness Team 120 FPS secure the lower bracket matchup. Then now we get to see Team Asterisk, who did get 2-0 a very powerful packed performance from these two teams. But all in all, there can only be one spot, and it either has to be Asterisk or 120 FPS. But who's it gonna be?
I'm glad that 120 FPS did not choose Haven. Judging by the way they've already been beaten up by Amigos Esports nonetheless, where Amigos is not even confident in that map, but it's a playground of multiple players, Ginola especially. So 120 FPS right after losing that, and later on against the Covenant as well, they figured out the Kryptonite. They're like, no, we're not gonna add in Haven anymore. It's all right, let the opponents ban it. Let's take Sunset first and then slowly eventually head towards the third map. Yesterday also for 120 FPS, it was a third mapper itself. But today, is it gonna be that case or not? We're soon yet to decide for that.
Yep. Out of 4 teams, only 2 remains. And I have to say, Asterisk, I could go up against Asterisk. Why not? Because Asterisk, they just, you know, like I said, they're ex-champions, right? They just won around around 2 to 3 seasons of the Showdown series. So I believe they might be able to get an opportunity to get another one. Yeah. So yeah. All in all, like I said, I'm really curious to know whether if Team Asterisk can proceed towards the finals and quite possibly make them their 4th win in Season 7. Could be a possibility.
If they proceed right, they're gonna go against either 10-7 or Amigos Esports.
Yeah.
And that's yet again a task. Because if you were in the upper bracket, just one match away, and that's where you get the first ticket towards Grand Finale. But now it's 2 steps away. And that 2-factor authentication needs to be done as soon as possible. Today is going to be number 1 game. Right after that, you're going to proceed towards the upper lower bracket, the semi-finals for the lower bracket, and then later on the finals. Yeah. So it's still a task. And in all of that, how grueling will it be, right? You have to play a BO3 today, you have to play a BO3 tomorrow to prove yourselves, and then later on head towards the grand finale, which will be of a BO5, 5-mapper.
Yep, in a best of 5, you cannot say no to newer maps, which means Breeze, Abyss, Pearl, all 3 new maps, they have to play it. There's no other choice. Sure, they can remove out 2 maps at least out of 7, but you still have to play 2 more, right?
Indeed.
2 more maps. Pearl,
Indeed.
Yeah. I'm just hoping for Pearl though, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, all in all, once again I have to say, for Asterisk and 120 FPS, this is their final chance. And hopefully we'll be able to see a lot of amazing performance being delivered here at the Showdown series. But I believe the more we talk about the agents-wise on map number 1, we have Neon on the side of 120 FPS.
Yes.
We have Smoka, who was doing an exceptional job on Map Haven, right? So his performance has been so good.
Yes.
Maybe we could see the same thing being delivered here on map number 1.
Possibilities are there. But one side, it is a speedy execution. On the other, it is delayed. But the crowd control is there, aka race. So, I don't know, the competition seems already so cutthroat that the moment we step into the first map, that is Sunset, we're going to witness the pistols coming out. And then right after that, the follow-up. If it's going to be a bonus from either of the side, the others are not going to stop. The other team is going to wait for the Thrifty to come in, and there might be a gamble stack coming in from their end. You never know. Sunset is a very unpredictable map, whereas if you control the mid, then most of the flow you can understand whether now is the time to head towards either of the places, or you can jam the execution or the swinging of the moment of all of the defenders. Now, I believe it's time.
Yep, it is time, folks. Without any further delays, let us head into our lower brackets. Round number 3, Team Asterisk versus Team 120 FPS. Map will be on Sunset, but the best team win. And starting things off, pistol rounds is a go.
All aboard the Orc train. And I'm just hoping that Asterisk is ready for this one. 120 FPS, well, they have chosen this map and they might as well win it as well. Because if not, then Asterisk, they might run away with this entire BO3 with a 2 and a O. And I don't think so. 120 FPS is here to play something else.
Yep. And our Factoid is back again with yet another useful information. Sunset is a map celebrated for its dynamic mid-control, offering teams the flexibility to adapt their strategies and execute versatile plays that can shift the momentum of any match. Just like how celebrations are made on Sunset, we also have our Christmas that's going to happen in 25th.
Bring them down.
And also a New Year.
And that's the reason people say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But I believe the New Year is coming way too soon. Smoker, he has a frenzy in his hand, but not good for the second one. That was a big blunder, but they got the control towards side B. All they have to do is make it as a post plant. Elite did peek right around the corner, near around the block, but he's going to be taken right off. Icarus, he's hitting all of his shots. The mid control is wide open as Asterisk. They have nullified most of the players, but Elite, that was a sneaky peeky play. All of a sudden, Yash, he feels his shoulders are about to crumble, and there comes Arjun from the B mains. Spots one player, Elite is way too low. And if Ghost's one bullet hits Elite, he's done for it.
We definitely get to see the end result of it. Arjun once again with an amazing clutch. Hopefully he must have time for diffuser. Yes, a lot of time, 13 seconds, not to worry about it. As we will witness Team Asterisk secure their pistol round in a very close 1-0. Which means that only one was alive. They even have the sheriff, which means that there will be some buys that could help in proceed with the next round as well. A bit of a bulldog, outlaw from Yash. But once again, Smoka's push towards market was really well done. The frenzy on point with the first, unfortunately couldn't get the second, with less amount of information being delivered from the side of Team FPS. But all in all, the execution was smooth, but in the end, it was the clutch where Arjun ended up securing it. But okay, wait a minute. Yash already starting things off with the outlaw shot by taking out Smoker, making it even much more difficult for the execute.
That's right. Now the market, all eyes on it. Icarus way too low on HP, but the paranoia comes on point. Yash on the other end, he's not stopping his bullets. It's just constantly bombarding all the opponents. Yash gets the third one as well, thanks to the paint shell. Doxer right around the corner gets one. They still have the control. River right around the block, shoots. And Doxer, even though he knows, he understands the depth of the situation, he doesn't know the location of Arjun. And with that said, the second round rolls in. Weaponry is all across, and 120 FPS. They gambled far too much in the previous round, so they don't have that kind of the buy that you guys expect. Usually people say that third round is a buy round for whoever has lost 2 rounds consecutively.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they did spend those credits in the previous one. Hence, Sheriffs, Buckies all across.
Bucky and Regent Shield from Smoker, which means that speed is a necessity, and it also involves a lot of desperation too from the hands of Team FPS if they want to get them a very close positioning. Fault line being placed on the site, and Yash once again with the outlaw securing the important frag as the sentinel goes down for the count. FPS once again losing a very quick casualties in the early round is not a good way, especially in the lower brackets.
Well, currently the entire team is playing very slow. Losing the first player right around now, and the second one as well. Yash, he was good for one, but Smoker quick to shut him down. Regen shields all across. He's going to bump it up to 25 and still engage in those battles. They're playing very informational wise. That is Asterisk, not at all risking their positions, playing passively, holding those angles, holding the chokeholds as well. And that's a really good site for the defenders. That's how you can fend the attackers from entering towards the site. But now is the execution towards side B. There's a smoke waiting for it to fade away. 120 FPS, what are you thinking?
Well, they're thinking of executing towards B, that is for sure. Almost all of the traps from Cypher's case has been placed in towards mid to provide some information. But here comes the execute in just 20 seconds. Icarus finding the information on all three. Meanwhile, Wave playing very close. And Icarus is still there for the support to take out the rest of the 2 players. 3-0 as Asterisk leads continues to grow.
Blink and they'll catch up. Stay alert.
This is that Stoinks moment where the graph is just climbing up and up. They're getting those rounds. They're getting the crucial kills as well. And at the very least, They're understanding the entire flow as well of the opponents. The read is on point.
This goes here.
And it's helping the entire team get those crucial rounds. Finally,
My
120 FPS, they have the buy round. Vandals all across except for Near. He is cheaping out on things. Thanks to him buying all of those utilities, it's going to be vital for this particular round. But mid control seized by Yash. He has a showstopper checking all the corners right about now. Saw the Cypher cage going up and he thought that Caramel might have been around that corner. So shoots the shot. But eventually, it does not go inside the loop.
Yep. FPS played it safe. They played it safe though. Especially when you hear a showstopper be in play, the explosions are just one-hit wonders. And then Yash once again, risky positionings. Not a lot of information. Dual peaks will be made and a headshot will be delivered. This time, FPS has the advantage.
Wave. Way to Anzi. He's taking all of his shots and instantly heads back. That's a fake TP coming in. And if this play works, Doxer might be the second guy who fades away. First one being in the opponent's side, Yash. Smoker heading towards the side for now. They have the man count advantage, but Arjun, he's quick on the trigger, shuts on Caramel. Site access is there, but so is the information on where the opponents are gonna be. But Elite, he gets the third of his own. He's shutting down the opponent team like it's everyday job. Doxer stuck in this 1v1 and Wave. He is gonna win that one. A post plant where it's a 2v2.
Yes, the opening from Elite was more than enough to give them the opening they need for a post plant. But how will they handle the aftermath of the situation? So 2v2 from the shadows is available for FPS as Smoker patiently waits. The smoke has been placed. Now they can clearly see the desperation that's coming in from the side of Asterisk. Denial of spike will be made. Smoker is not going to give away his position just yet. Here comes a slide. Denial from Wave. It's now all up to Elite. 3k. He might be able to get a 4 or a 5, in which he does. But you still had the spike already being diffused thanks to the smoke. And just like that, once again, Team Asterisk 4-0.
That was a shadow clone jutsu right there. A ninja diffuse. An Omen. He stuck it till the very end. Stood up right after the half diffuse. Shot onto Smoker. And then again got back onto his own shenanigans. The defenders, Asterisk, they're doing phenomenal in stopping the enemies from going ahead and achieving a single round. 4-0. And this map pick is a 120 FPS.
Yep.
They need to boost that thing up. They need to somehow get those picks, but no, that's a really good trade. An operator dropped, and there comes the swing. Smoker, he rips, making a Mona Lisa right across. And from there on, I don't think so the side control is going to be that easy, but Caramel, he's stepping up to the task, going in for the post plant as well, and he's using the neural theft as well.
Yeah. Fake teleports from the Omen, and turns out it works
Wow.
like a charm as Wave finds out Caramel. The main threat has been denied, but Elite is also much more powerful. Smoke's been placed,
Mind
which
games.
means that he could play around, but no, he chose to go all the way from the back. Wasting a lot of time. All he has to do is stall time. Give them more enough time for the spike to be removed. And there you go. That's the first kill. Teleports to safety. The peaks will be made.
Oh!
Icarus, he gets it. Does he have enough time
He
to go in
has.
for the spike defuse? I pretty much hope so. Asterisk. With enough time remains, Asterisk will get yet another lead. 5-0. Basically making a statement in the lower brackets.
8.69 seconds. Man, oh man. The post plant is not working at all for 120 FPS. All of a sudden, the man count is just dwindling thanks to the individual brilliance coming in from the likes of Asterisk. And this is just the beginning. Your first half needs to be at least that bit better. You have no rounds 120 FPS. And look at the economy. It's crumbling, it's stumbling, it's fumbling again and again. With this, it's going to be impossible for them to go ahead and accomplish things in the first half. And now Wave again shutting down Smoker. Smoker! Well, I believe the first game is just a warm-up. Please tell me that.
Well, Hunter's Fury's been used from Doxer.
No value.
No value out of it. Not good. And much more value from Asterisk because they just found two of the important players, both the duelist and the controller, down. Like, how can you execute the site knowing that you cannot block any lines of sight? You can only rely on fault lines. You can only rely on flashes coming in from the side of breach.
Now there is even nightfall. This round is impossible for them to even go ahead and achieve. Haunt available. Arjun, if he needs a slight bit of information, he can utilize that as well. But the tripwire is doing its job. All sorts of information given. Icarus, he is just working things out, being the cipher. There comes the aftershock, and for now there are a couple of players concussed, flushing them out. Caramel does get a really good shot onto Arjun, even though he was so low on HP. But there comes the counterpart. He needs to run away. They need to go for a post plant, but this time secure it. But no, it's not going to be the case. Icarus, good for one, shots fired all across, and all of a sudden it's a 2v2 where Doxer, he is stepping up. He's charging forward. Post plant? Where is it? No, they don't need it. All they have to do is eliminate the entire enemy team, and they do it.
Yep, and they do it in style. Doxer, 3 kills, giving them hopes and dreams for 120 FPS to come back in the first half. 5 rounds back to back, 3 of them securing post plants. I mean, if they really have to win most of those multiple rounds, I could say the post plant, they just need to secure them. Have at least some abilities prepped and ready for counters. So even if they head in for those triple peaks, you could be able to counter it with a flash of your own. Info given. Smoke car once again, this time impactful kills. 2, 3, 4. What just happened? Asterisk, they just got dismantled. They just disappeared.
Man,
That is the early round. This is just 5 seconds.
Here's the thing, they did not have the economy. All of these rounds, the weapons were being dropped again and again. Even though they were winning those rounds, they were heavily investing on those weapons. And great that 120 FPS figured that entire thing out. They could understand what just happened in the previous one, and all they had to do was drop all of those weapons. They did it, and moving forward, they're gonna get the second one as well. Now, when the money is there towards the opponent's side, what will Asterisk do?
Yeah, that's the biggest question that I have to ask. Even though high likelihood chances, we did get to see Asterisk win a lot of thrifty rounds in previous matches, right? And that's the only main reason why I thought that maybe Asterisk could come back. But the appearance from Smoke, the heavy aggressive push, you get immediately caught from the trap, but not the concussion effect. He'll be fine. His presence will be known. Flashes working out as a charm. Taking out wave, here comes the explosive ultimate from the breach as Yash gets to take out the important plays, but Elites is up, will find its aim, making it a 3v4 post plant.
3v4, Karaman lurking right behind, now the center of attention towards the back. Icarus has no idea. No, he does. He's going to take him down. Couple of plays already done and dusted. The others still figuring out the best possible position for a post plant. Elite, thanks to this entire weapon, that is the operator, he's just gonna sit behind and relax, enjoy till the very end. One swing and he's never gonna miss.
Yep, open hand, one shot to the body, and with that we will witness team 120 FPS slowly recovering their rounds in the first half with some great tactics coming in from their end. And just like Azura said, a lot of weapons were dropped in the process, making the economy from the side of Team Asterisk a little bit low, forcing them to go in for pistol rounds, and the round next to it a little bit broken. They did get some minor kills, but it still wasn't enough to break 120 FPS's attack. And looks like Smoker's pressure will keep growing in size in a way that it will be difficult for Asterisk to be defending it.
His gas was running out in the previous round, but somehow he got the frag onto wave, and from there on, his overdrive could see more action. But Yash, he was so quick on the trigger. This round seems like, again, Asterisk is facing the economy issue, and with that, even if they're gonna go for a gamble stack, and the high-speed daredevil there is Smoker, if he reaches towards the side, he can easily dismantle the entire approach. Arjun shot to bits and pieces right across the block itself. And he's in safety, checking all of those corners, but there is no aggression coming in from 120 FPS, and that's very vital. They do not want to drop any weapon, but in fact, give that economical damage to the opponents. Smoker, good for one. River taken out of the picture. The mid control, wide open, and Smoker, look at him running around. He's going to get the third one as well. Arjun, you need to be ready, you need to be prepared. He's paranoid, and he's going to get deleted as well. Smoker, he is finally charging up.
Post plan once again, 2v5, sheriffs only. Tough weapons, tough situation, no info. Doxa gets the first and the second, providing a flawless round win from the side of Team 120 FPS. It all started with one simple clutch from Doxer, and now at the end of this round, it was Doxer once again to end with two more. And also, let's not forget about smokers as well. Slide and shoot towards headshots. So a timeout will be requested from AST, and for the viewers watching the stream, don't forget we have a giveaway. It's 2x 1000 Valorant points. All you have to do is head on towards the Instagram socials of the Esports Club and comment Valorant on any of the stories to get yourself registered and have a chance to win this amazing reward. So we'll be able to, we'll be able to announce the winners as well on 23rd December. So if you really want to get some Valorant points, go ahead and check out the Instagram socials, and yeah, we'll see you there.
But the announcement will be done on 23rd, guys.
Yes, 23rd, yes.
Yeah, 23rd will be the announcement time. As the announcement for understanding and reassessing the entire situation is out there, right in front of the door number 1126. Knock, knock. Who's there? Strategy. Strategy who? I thought you were gonna pile up on it, but okay.
No, I was trying to think. So basically, you had all the algorithms right there, but unfortunately, yeah, kind of missed.
What are you, ChatGPT?
No, I'm not. I'm human. There's a song that also said, "I'm only human after all." So don't put the blame on me, man.
Not putting the blame on you at all. Not at all. And so are the team players as well. Asterisk, they have finally assessed the entire situation, saying that yes, you're not going to be blaming each other for our mistakes, and rather than that, let's just focus on our own paths. Let's play to perfection. That's the kind of thing that has been spoken currently. Rolling Thunder alongside Yash's Showstopper. Previously, it could not see that much action, but now I want to see how well he wants to go ahead and convert that mid-control. Currently setting foot towards market area itself. Yes, he's going to be popping his ultimate and waiting right around the corner for a pick.
Yeah, Prowlers will be put to use. So is the cam, catching out one of the players from mid. As once again, Team Asterisk, hopefully this timeout would help them figure out a way to dismantle the pressure that's been applied from 120 FPS. And you can clearly see that Yash is in a very, he's currently in a hiding spot. The boxes that could help him in concealing his line of sight, but if he gets caught out, if his positionings gets revealed from either of the cams or the recon darts from the Sova, it will be tough. So a smoke will be placed to help the Rays reposition back to safety, and he will do exactly just that. Showstopper and Rolling Thunder still available. So once they make their execute, Rolling Thunder will be used in post plant. You still have Karamil holding in B long, which means the execute coming in towards A side for 120 FPS. It needs to be on point.
Definitely it needs to be. Plus, there is that camera as well. Icarus, he's still waiting for the right opportunity. Once he opens the cam, he'll understand what kind of chaos has already been created right there. But Doxer, he shuts him down. Yash, good for one. There comes the ultimate. He's popping it right off, knowing that the control is there towards site A itself. Elbow area is going to be very vitally. He spots the player, and he shoots him down as well, gunning down the third. Doxer, he swung across, but unfortunately, he could not get Yash. He is the high-speed daredevil, and he's playing like one. 6-4. And 120 FPS. Well, now they're just waiting for the second half.
The timeout worked, and all Yash had to do was just one showstopper, spins around, And gets the kill with gets the final kill with Doxer as well. 6-4. Asterisk once again. Yash, he's creating an aggressive plays of his own to apply pressure from B long, and I believe that would definitely work in forcing Team 120 FPS to fall back a little bit. The distraction could work where with 3 of the players focusing on that one line of sight, and the applied pressure would also be on here.
Wave, if he's not gonna be checked, it's gonna be a big blunder. They are using all of those shock darts, but if he fake TPs, Wave can make actually a really big play. He's still setting foot cautiously there. Yash on the other end playing point of contact, trying to get more information as he can retrieve the boom bot. For now, it has been shot. Wave knows that the opponents are right there. And there comes the smoke. He's still doing all of his parts of being the controller. Wave stuck around the corner near the block. Let him go.
Oh,
First gets the second as well. Wave acted like the perfect pendulum here. Doesn't matter whether you get the information or not. He has already done his job. Getting the third one as well. Smoker inside the smoke.
30 seconds
And
left.
9 bullets is what Wave has. Quickly, he picks up the spike and is running forward towards side A, where Caramel is waiting with the entire site to his control. But for how long is the question?
one kill from Caramel and all the secrets of positionings of Asterix will be revealed. But time is ticking out. They need at least 4 seconds to head in for the post plant. They will have time. The rest of the defenders are slowly making their way in towards the site. Post plant 2v5. Not a single player from the side of Asterix has been removed. The information will be removed, so is the aftershock, and here comes the push. Somehow Caramel and Smoker are just defending all by themselves, and here comes the information game. Icarus gets one. Now it's a 1v2 situation. Smoker, he has all the information. They've reduced it to 1v1 FPS. Smoker, now's your time to shine. You've defeated all of them. It's a 1v1. You desperately need this win. Smokes will be placed. Smoker, he's playing it very close. Go outside the smoke's radius and Wave with the outplays as he denies Smoker's greatest attempt of a clutch. And Asterisk steals the round away as it is 7-4. Man, oh man, what a performance that was. 2v5. Caramel and Smoker against the world.
Wave stole the thunder, man. He stole the thunder of the opponents. 120 FPS. This was the part where Wave cooked it to perfection, got 2 frags and third one as well onto Doxer. Headshot, and post that, good control, man. Good control from both the ends. Caramel, Smoker, yeah.
Just sidestepped outside with the smoke. He knew that he would slide. Man, that was such a really great read though from Wave.
Wave, well, yeah, since the beginning, game changer. Mid control, Caramel still lingering right across. Noting that there might be a player. Wave, this time he gets caught red-handed. Did provide the smoke, but from now on he cannot do that anymore. Smoker charging forward, has the overdrive, but soon it will run dry. He needs to go ahead and make that move real quick, get at least a frag or 2, but unfortunately his ultimate is over.
So is the rest of the utilities from Smoker, as the aggressiveness will be put to a halt. But on the bright side, it is post plant 3v5. The advantage is still at the hands of 120 FPS as they're playing it very safe. Information became in with the double peak. So is the aftershock, but Yash is still alive and kicking. 2 kills, but he'll get picked out. So is Icarus, as FPS will fling back once again 7-5. Even though if it was a 1v1 that they had lost, the economy was the biggest threat for Asterisk, as they lost a lot of weapon in that process. Let's not forget, it was a 5-2. They had the man count advantage, and somehow Asterisk, they lost all of it. Economy went down the drain, and just like that, the first half will come to an end to a 7-5 scoreline, with Asterisk still being in the lead, but Team FPS still having that momentum.
120 FPS, couple of rounds far, pistol super vital for them. Smoker yet again with the frenzy in his hand, but is it gonna be eco-friendly or is it gonna create chaos is the question. 5 seconds is when you can go ahead and put the shutter down. You have to wait for it, and that's where the market control can be seized from the hands of the attackers. But they're very quick, getting the control breaking the shutter, and Doxer, for now, he's worried. There might be a push which can come through that side itself. And if you keep second guessing, then things might fade away. But that's a really good distraction. Loving the way Yash is playing this to perfection. Smoker, if he gets a bit more antsy in order to get the information on where the opponents are, he might pay the biggest price for it.
Paranoia was also used to try to, flush out the raise, but the execute still needs to happen. And Asterisk, they're slowly making their way. They don't have Paranoia on post plant, which means that the chances for them to succeed in this post plant will be at an all-time high. Elite finds one, Arjun gets the other with a classic long range, and Yash, he does what he does best. 3v4, but the amount of HP is so very low that the frenzy could definitely make it work. Doxer gets one, River goes down, so is the initiator. The information will be given, but Yash is still getting quite a lot of kills. 2v2, now it's a 1v2, very low on HP, and Icarus, unfortunately, he won't be able to clutch it out.
A lot of time. A lot of time. 120 FPS. Way to start the second half. They get the pistol and the bonus as well. But the opponents have done one thing better. They have forced things to a post plant. So with that, it gives them the room and the space to go ahead and get those sheriffs alongside half shields as well if they want to force in this round. The bonuses for sure are going to kick in from both the ends. And I want to see how well can Asterisk be the resistance that they are. And may the force be with them.
May the force be with them. It's not May 4th though, I'd say it's almost about to be on December. But yeah, the speed though from Smoker, he needs to, figure out a way for that numerous amount of pressure that could be helped in his hands to try to get the frag, fall back to safety. But looks like Doxer had figured out a way, taking out the controller, the Omen, no more smokes, no more Paranoia, which brings a lot of problems at the executes from the side of Team Asterisk. Port lines will be used, so is Smoka capturing the orb to ensure that the overdrive would be available as quick as possible. He also has the support from near, so maybe they were thinking of a double peak, but this time they're just going to play it safe.
Safe and sound. Not to drop any weapons, else the opponents are going to get way too lethal. Icarus good for one. That's a nice response. Dropping down that one single weapon which could run haywire on the opponents. The Spectre. Near. Little does he know the push is right on him. Look at those barrages of utilities coming through back and forth. Arjun good for the second one. He's hitting all of his shots. Seems like he's already hit the shooting range. Elite stuck in the corner. What can he do? 45 shield alongside 98 HP. Spectre in hand. Sprays right across. Icarus around the block. But the backstab, it is coming through. Slowly but steadily, they might get this one kill. And that's how the entire round goes through. 7-7, ladies and gentlemen. We're 120 FPS. They've already made it to an equalizer.
Yep, second half, turns out that this is FPS's turn to shine. Although some broken buys will be met.
No money.
Not a lot of money left to hold their ground. It's Team Asterisk currently the ones having the upper hand when it comes to economy. It will be difficult for them to defend, so it always comes down to Smoker's decision, whether if he wants to attempt for an early push, pick out the player and come back as quick as possible, go deep in towards enemy territory, in which he's not going to do it as of now. Going to play it safe, plays very close with the judge, but he also needs to make sure that he doesn't overextend. If he does, the support won't be there. The support from the initiators would definitely not come into play, so yeah.
They're playing a gamble stack towards A. 4 players right around the corner. Arjun, he's going to face the wrath of the opponent's Doxer. If he gets the first point of contact, things are not going to be that easy. One-way smoke yet again. And a couple of players are staring down, waiting for anyone to make the mistake. Is it going to be Doxer or Yash? Is the question. There comes a shock dart pushing away the enemies, the attackers per se. And the recon bolt just to get additional information. There comes the Razor. Smoker way too close. He's not going to see anything as the second Prowler comes in as well. Paranoia, perfect combination. There's only one lonesome man being a single anchor towards side B. That is Caramel. He has a tripwires and the Guardian, but will that Guardian see a lot of kills is the question. River heading towards the side, checking all of those corners. It's gonna be tough, but Caramel, he whiffs, and the entire side control is there for the likes of the attackers. Judge in hand, Smoker needs to go lethal. He gets one, and Near, even though he has the pistol, he's doing so well. The Ghost turning things around. It's a 2v2, and the HP looks so low. Icarus, good on Near. And finally, all down to Doxer. Vandal in hand. Gets the first. The second one is going to not be easy, but Icarus, he gets him. Hence, the buy round works out.
It definitely does. Asterisk. They took quite a lot of time though. The fault line was there from the breach. It did concuss quite a lot of players except Smoker. His concussion was more than enough to deny the push. They also had to fall back. And because of it, they had no other choice but to rotate all the way back towards B. But they didn't realize about that information. They were like, no, I think they are still going to commit from A. No one was contesting from mid.
Yeah.
No one pressed, they haven't even went a bit aggressive towards mid. Since all four players were just currently waiting for the perfect timing. They were waiting for the perfect moment, and they took way too much time, giving the opportunity for AST to rotate back. And that is more than enough to secure an important frag. Now Elite, he's got to be careful. There's a huge stack coming in towards mid this time. Information from the boom bot, not a lot. There are two picks happening. Elite wins one, Caramel the other as the sprays commits, and Yash once again 2 kills back. Very low on HP, showstopper in hand, but it's a very tough situation for AST to be in.
That's right. Asterisk. Yash way too low on HP. He needs to get those kills. He has a showstopper as well. But Near, if he gets the kill, he can unleash the Rolling Thunder. What is he gonna do? Way too low on HP. Goes ahead for the Aftershock, but Afterlife is denied. As the rocket launcher could not see any kills, hence depleting the entire confidence. And 120 FPS. They're quick on the trigger to get that 8th on board. Yet again, an equalizer, Baba Gusta.
Yep, equalizer on board and force buys from FPS. Actually, no, eco round from AST. They don't have enough money to buy in this round. Just realized that FPS have at least enough economy to handle themselves. And since this is an eco round, we might see FPS gain the advantage, especially when you have an overdrive that is prepped and available for Smoker to just zap them away. Just like Thor, just zap.
Quick on opening the door. Getting the mid control right off the bat. Asterisk. They're not giving the room, the space to breathe to the opponent. Shots fired. Elite, little does he know, the peak is right around the corner. Gets the one, but Caramel quick on the trigger. Good trades. 3 on 3, that's what the situation looks like.
Yep, and with Caramel still being an important frag to hold their ground, he gets picked out, and Smoker once again applying a lot of pressure. Concussions all the way, but the side control still at the hands of Team Asterisk as a headshot will be delivered, and a thrifty from River Stingers. Team Asterisk, one round, this was a huge important round. Thrifty at that too, as Asterisk will gain a much more impactful round, giving them much more hopes and dreams to continue the lead in the next second half rounds.
Oh, yep. They get the money, they get the round. It was an eco round from their end. Stingers, mixed buys all across. Not that heavy on their pocket, and still they could manage to squeeze that round. That showcases the amount of talent that this entire team has. Caramel, for now, he's pinged. And his information is known. Boombot, very quick. But look at the defensive side. They knew the execution is going to head towards side B itself. And Speedy is what we can say heading towards the side. But look at that pain shell coming in from Yash. A perfect decoy. Forcing the opponents to go for a swing. Last man standing. What can he do? Nothing. As Wave is going to take down Near.
Yep. Yash was just clicking heads with the Vandal. He just pushed in, paint bombs, forced them to arrive right in the line of sight. And look at the satisfying second shot. Even with the overdrive from the Neon, it still wasn't enough. Yash just looks at it, secures the headshot, and next thing you know, 2-round leads for the side of Team Asterisk. Enough amount of money to handle on the next round if they lose this round. And for the side of FPS, decent enough of abilities to hold themselves.
Aftershock. Too early, I would say. Just to clear the corners, the paint shell has been utilized. Assessing the entire situation, heading towards side B as the others, they're trying to create that decoy, close range, but Smoker, he wishes that he had a Judge or a Bucky at that point. Could have gotten those kills easily, and now the neural theft will give a lot of information. Enemies, position, compromise, Caramel inside the side, Prowler right in front. Arjun gets the information that the opponent is right in front. And there's the counterpart as well, Caramel. He's ready with his neural theft. He gets a kill. It's gonna be hell unleashed upon Asterisk. But the response, how good can it be, is the question. Nightfall, Showstopper from the shadows, and Rolling Thunder. My god, all of that easy peasy. Caramel way too low on HP, and there comes a Nightfall. Giving all sorts of information. There comes a Showstopper as well. Yash, quick on the trigger, gets the trade. But Caramel was already way too low. Yash swings and he doesn't miss.
Yeah, the breach has to fall back quickly because the Rolling Thunder could help in denying the plant, but he's not going to use it right about now. Just waiting for the perfect moment to get the first frag. He's going to use it as of now. You still have two important line of sight as Doxer and Nier, both of them blocking line of sights, and that distraction is more than enough to commit to an amazing post-plant defusal. For a brief moment, I was thinking like Nier, he should have used the Rolling Thunder to deny the spike. No, he was waiting because his location was still concealed. He was waiting for the perfect moment to find at least one information. And once he got the first frag, he immediately used the Rolling Thunder, enough for Doxer to provide support and also a perfect line of sight that went so well in a way that even Asterisk couldn't be able to defend.
Oh, the backstab was really good, exceptionally good. Whenever it comes to those last moments switcheroos, it's Nier stepping up to the task. Both of them's economy looks good, except for the likes of 120 FPS. They have cheaped out on a couple of good shields, the healthy ones, the full shields, hence forcing things upon them. Yash, again the same kind of strategy coming in from Asterisk, getting the mid control, creating a deviation, and then eventually bouncing back to the designed spot that they want to head to. And now if Caramel is there towards side A, they would heavily inclined towards side B if they get a frag or two.
I'm out of here.
Once again, looks like there's a stack that's currently being made towards B. And looks like the gamble won't work out well. The port time will catch Caramel. The boom bot will give away his location, and the pre-fire through the wall, securing things off on Caramel. And the second, this time Yash, he just unleashed his inner beast. Getting frags over and over again in the second half. How can you stop this man? The duelist Yash. He is unstoppable at this moment, and there is nothing that FPS can do to stop it. All 5 players are alive. Here comes the paint bomb and the headshot from Yash. The second, the last player, Doxer.
Oh, can be a potential ace. Yash, he's healthy, but it's Doxer peeking right around the corner. Arjun quick for the trade, and the 11th rolls in. Asterisk, my oh my. I thought for a brief period of time it's going to be a switcheroo heading towards side B right after the pick, but no, they dissected the entire site surgically, removing Caramel first. Those shots were impeccable. 3 HP was what Caramel had. And then later on, Yash, one satchel, rolls in, shoots through the Cypher cage, and he takes him down. And the next very moment, the Haunt is doing wonders. It's doing miracles. Smoker falters, sight open, and the execution was imminent.
Yep, sight was wide open. And for a brief moment, I thought, Arjun was currently at split, especially with the ceiling designs as you get to see from his webcam. Clearly fits with the aesthetic mood as well. But yeah, talking about the timeout, once again, it's Team FPS who needs to bring it back. The lead is quite a lot. Yash's performance as a duelist in the second half has been dangerous. And for FPS, it's like they can't do anything about it. The satchel charges, the quick repossessions, the headshots from the Vandal. He is unstoppable at this point. And they have to figure out a way to shut him down as quickly as possible, or else it would be a steamroll effect.
Well, another factoid for you all. Both teams have delivered remarkable performances in previous seasons, making this matchup a highly anticipated battle between two powerhouses. Who nails better is the question now.
Hunter's Fury, once again, won't be able to catch, but will be able to deal some damage and a kill. I just realized it in the kill feed. Taken out, I believe that is the fade. Here comes the showstopper. The problems providing much more chaotic solutions for the side of Team AST. As FPS once again back in the same situation that they were in the previous round. Post plant from the shadows, Yash still alive and kicking towards the smoke. Once the smoke dissipates, it always comes down to who wins it. Is it Yash? Is it Doxer?
Oh, it's Yash. It's for sure Yash. The weapon difference plus the pressure is for sure gonna surmount. And there comes the 12th on board. Asterisk will be so happy after this performance. Currently it's 9-12. And Asterisk, in the opponent's pick, they're performing so well.
Yep. Performing so well. I mean, Yash itself, I mean, look at the scoreboard. 29 kills.
This is gonna give him a really good boost on the level up leaderboard.
Yes, indeed.
Goes here.
I believe he was at the 8th place on the level up leaderboards. Now I believe this could help him go all the way up to 7 or 6. The maps itself, I would say that it is Doxer and Karamil who has the most played maps. Yeah, match point is in for the side of Team Asterisk. Once again, Smoker with the judge, jury, and executioner. Playing very close, but looks like trouble still spews around as the aftershock fault line and the paint bomb will be used instantly to force Smoke back from the side. This is not good, but on the bright side, Smoker has at least wasted quite a lot of utilities which would have been helpful on the executes as well as on post plant. But when you lose a lot of players like that, with Mighty Arjun taking out one, the other from Yash, there goes your sight. Elite has to figure things out to try to dismantle this amazing execute that's been delivered by AST.
It's not gonna happen. Last 3 players, 120 FPS through the smoke. Yash, he's going crazy, gets the 3rd one as well. Look at him, checking all of those corners before his teammate even heads towards that area. Icarus swings and he takes his arch nemesis down. So no more have found the information. So yeah, the first game without 120 FPS is going to be confident as ever in the map of Sunset, but it's the same situation like Haven.
It's like second half. It's just Yash all over the place. Yeah. It's like if you just yell Yash in the mountains, you know, he'd just, you know, he'd have like multiple amounts of satchel charges. He'd just come towards by you and be like, you called me.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened in the second half. Yash was just everywhere.
True.
Multi-kills after multi-kills. Yes, of course, the pistol runs didn't work out as we take a look at the crucial moments as well while we talk about it. First half, a lot of presence from Yash. We didn't get to see it. Second half, pistol rounds didn't quite work out well. It was mainly Doxer in the first half where that amazing clutch that we did get to witness. And almost an opportunity of a 2v5 clutch scenario from Karamil and Smoker, which was denied immediately by Wave's amazing outplay. All he did was just step out of the smoke, step back in, and get a kill. That's all he did. Just so well done from the side of Team Asterisk, from both the sides. Wave was just like in a very... He was at the right place at the right time. But of course, there were some, you know, situations where the economy from the side of Team Asterisk was really low. And every time when we get to see the pressures being made around from 120 FPS, there were some situations where they had advantage on weaponry. But Thrifty round being able to win from AST, you clearly got to see what happened on second half.
Summoning the genie, that is the showstopper Yash, has for sure provided a lot of value in this first map, specifically when it comes to the opponent's pick. But will they be equally potent in the next following map is the question. Or 120 FPS, can they go ahead and give that response? I believe they should, because third map won't be seen. It'll be a daylight robbery, landslide victory, 32 kills coming in from the all-star player, Yash.
32. 404 ACS.
Highest in the room.
404.
Error.
Not found.
Yep.
But eventually we did get to find it out here itself from Yash, 32 kills. But also huge appreciation from the side of 120 FPS as well, especially from Doxer, 22 kills as the initiator, and also Caramel with a total of 14 kills, 7 assists, and also his ACS around 208. But all in all, Asterisk, man, what a performance though on first map of Sunset, a map that has been picked from 120 FPS, and now map number 2 bind. Oh boy, I'm just not quite sure what exactly is going to happen.
Icarus did provide a lot of value as well. So did Wave. River, even though is sitting with just 8 kills, he was enabling the duelist, man. Wave on the other end, he was being the notorious one out there. Usually Omens, they play towards mid just to have that perfect pivotal moment to head towards either of the side or smoke off either of those sections. But this man was playing aggressively, and all of that result in one of those rounds where he was towards the boxes in B main. And from then on, 3 frags, entire round clutch, alongside the 4th at the very least. That is Wave for you, bringing in all of those solo individualities. It's amazing regarding Asterisk. But 120 FPS, they need to buckle up. Things are not going to fall in their pocket that easily, because the next map, it's not theirs.
Yeah, they're in the danger zone of the lower brackets as Team Asterisk once again. Take a look at the MVP of the matchup, none other than Yash. 32 kills, 5 first kills, 5.3k damage, and 28% headshot.
Yash, man, he's been performing. He doesn't need warm-up. That's the beauty of it. He doesn't need warm-up.
The first half was the warm-up.
The first half was the warm-up. And in that warm-up, he did a lot of warm-up.
Yeah.
By shooting down all the enemies as well.
I mean, like, we clearly did get to see the outlaw plays being made from Yash. But talk about their economy once again. Huge 5-0 lead in the first half. And then we did get to see a really great recovery coming in from 120 FPS, especially the performance from Doxer, Caramel, Smoka. But once second half happened, the trail, it just derailed immediately once that happened. But hopefully on second map bind, things might have a slight change, hopefully. But in order for that, folks, we'll be taking a short little break and we'll be right back.
Hello guys, this is Ekam Sai from Gossip.gg, and with me I have River from Asterisk. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great.
Without further ado, let's start with the questions. How did you start playing Valorant, and what drew you to the competitive scene?
Started playing Valorant just after CS. I heard about Valorant, like it's coming out, new tactical shooter, got into it with my friend. ASTERISK, shout out to him. He's the one I started with. And as we kept playing, kept getting better, we got to know about the competitive scene, kept on growing, and we got into it. Never looked back.
That's really great. The next question I'm going to ask you is, what are your personal strengths as a player? How do you contribute to the team's success?
I think personally, adaptability is my utmost strength. I think I can adapt to any role, any agent, anything that my team wants from me. And I think I feel like for the team, it's pretty important to have one guy like that.
So the next question I'm going to ask you is, how do you manage the pressure of competing in a tournament?
Mostly it involves just straight up belief, like just dumb belief in yourself, your team, and the practice you've put into your skill. That's it. That just handles the pressure. It's nothing else. And keep drinking water, man.
The next question I'm going to ask you is, what challenges have you faced as a team and how have you overcome them?
Most major challenges, finding the perfect first 5 for the fit for the Asterisk project. That's been a bit dicey over the months, but it's all right. I think we've overcome it. You guys will see it on Twitter, and overall in our next tournaments, you'll
Okay.
see us dominating even more.
That's-
TEC is our home ground, man. Like this Showdown series, this is the 4th time we're playing,
Yeah.
and this will be the 4th time we'll win it this season.
That's
let's
really
see.
great.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to it, and that takes us to the next segment. That is of rapid questions. This or that. I'm gonna ask you a series of this or that questions, and you have to just tell us what you feel like it. Okay. First one thing I'm gonna ask is Phantom or Vandal?
Phantom.
Prime Demon 1 or Prime Aspers?
Honestly, Prime Aspas.
Boaster or FNS as an IGL?
Boaster any day.
Gen G or Paper X?
My heart goes to Paper X, but on paper, Gen G. I think I'll choose Paper X. I love them.
Okay.
I love each and every one of them.
Outlaw or Marshall?
Marshall,
Askerosi or Deathmaker?
Deathmaker, DMY.
Prime 10s or Prime Ye?
Prime 10s, man. No one can beat him, bro. That shouldn't be a question. I'm offended. Prime 10s, bro. Any day.
That's
If I
really
say
good.
otherwise, ASTVA will be on my case every night, every day.
The current EDG roster or the Prime Optic roster?
That's a good question. I think honestly, I hate NA EDG roster.
Okay.
I love when they come up like Chinese Valorant are like on
Okay.
top, like they come up with some shit. And I love watching it.
And last but not the least, my favorite question: Reaver Vandal or Kuronami Vandal?
Okay, Kuronami Vandal
Alright, that's great. That's really
for
great.
my goat Yashara. Yes,
This was River from Asterisk, and it's really a pleasure to have you around. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Follow me on Twitter, guys. RiverVal0. Bye, guys.
Hello guys, this is Ikam Sai from Master.gg, and with me I have a familiar face, of course, Greeny from 120 FPS. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great.
Okay, you have been a consistent the playoffs team for the past 2 seasons, and now
Yeah.
you're here again for the playoffs. What changes have you made?
First of all, yeah, like we've been working towards different rosters. Like we had a different roster before these 2 seasons, and we did qualify from them, but we didn't get the the performance we wanted from those rosters. So we have changed, and we have changed our roster completely and introduced new talents and new players, including Doxer, Near, Elite, Caramel, and Smoka. And we're thinking this roster can do stuff on a good level as well.
Okay, how is the team's energy going on right now, considering it's a new team for the new season?
It's going good right now. It's what I think there's a phase called honeymoon phase. Right now they're all getting together. They're all having talks and stuff like that. And that's what I want in a team. And I want this team to work very well because the org is putting in so much investment now. So. As a coach or as a team like manager, I'm not the manager, but yeah, as what I see from the org's perspective, they're putting in the work and we want them to win, obviously.
Okay.
And they're doing good.
That's great. Now that you've mentioned you're somewhat of a coach for the team, how do
Yeah.
you divide the roles within your team?
So currently I've took players with mostly flex pools. Like every player in the team right now has a flex pool, so they can change agents and they have more versatility. So I don't have to stick with one player playing duelist all the time. I can change my duelist to sentinel and I can change my sentinel player to duelist. But that's not how it actually works. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain, that they're all flex agents, so they can play different agents, and they have a big map agent pool. So on different maps we can explore different agents and different comps.
Okay, so contemporary to that, how does the team maintain effective communication and teamwork, especially during high pressure situations?
So what happened is we have divided something called calling. So what happened is our main shot caller video IGL we call it is Doxer right now, and Doxer is gonna primary IGL, and we will have a guy Near who's gonna do mid round calling, and whenever there will be a shot calling, that we'll play around the plan of Doxer, and between the plan of Doxer, what's gonna happen, how it's gonna execute it, and a mid round how are we gonna change our plan is up to Near. So I think they both have the handle for effective communication right now in the team.
How have you prepared for this specific tournament, and what are your expectations for the current roster right now in the playoffs?
Currently we're still in the prep phase because it's just a new team. It just made like 1 week ago, stuff like that. We are still in the prep phase and we are still preparing for different maps and different comps and different teams. There's a lot new teams coming into this TEC because it's open, I think, all over SA, and there's teams from Pakistan, there's teams from Bangladesh as well. So what we're trying to see what comps they play and stuff like that. And I think we can easily get top 3 in this. I think we could win it for sure. I can back the team to winning it, but top 3 is confirmed, I think.
That's really great. So, guys, this was the Greenie for 120 FPS. It's a real pleasure to have you around again, and all the best. I hope you win because you've been a familiar face for all 3 seasons, and I would really like to see you again. So, guys, this was Greenie for 120 FPS. I'll sign out. Bye bye.
Well, thank you so much, Harry and Greenie, to give us all of that information and for those wonderful questions as well. So the kind of roster change, right? The revamp of 120 FPS, for now it's looking very feeble. They need to go ahead and reassess the entire situation yet again, but this time around it's going to be in the opponent's pick. And Bind, it's not that easy against Asterisk.
Yep. They picked it for a reason. Asterisk, map number 2. Will be a difficult task for 120 FPS to recover the not only just the map that they lost, but also one round, just one map away of being eliminated out of this tournament. So they have to be really careful while picking up their agents, what kind of coordination that they could go for. Unfortunately, the neon from Smoker, although it was very impactful in the executes rounds, almost half of the rounds that we did get to see from Asterisk was just post plant. Right? Post-plants victories in the first half, which means that they have to be really careful on their aggressive attempts, their defensive maneuvers, and also ensuring that they would still have a spot and go all the way towards deciders.
They were being way too adventurous whenever it comes to those post-plant situations, and they could not control it till the very end. That was the demise of the entire 120 FPS. They should have been more focused towards how to keep that perfect control aggression when it comes to the entire enemy's floodgates being opened, especially once the post-plant is imminent, right? The defenders become the attackers, and all of a sudden the attackers, the roles swap because the attackers need to stop the defenders from diffusing the ticking spike. So with that process, the repositioning was not that great coming forth from their end. And 120 FPS, they were getting jeopardized with the location again and again. And with that said, they need to again focus towards the post-plant situations whenever they are towards the attacking side. Defense has been okay. Defense has been decent. They did put away multiple rounds. It was 7-5 being the first half scoreline. 5 round, mind you guys, that was taken by them. But again, it's about the consistency. It's about how well you can go ahead and play.
And you can clearly see the changes, especially with Neon's abilities, right? Not only you only have one slide.
Situational.
You have to get 2 kills in order to get the slide back.
Exactly.
Back then, before that, you had 2 slides. One slide for execute and one slide for just saying goodbye. Just goes away to safety, comes back again. Basically like a pendulum effect from Neon. But now that's not here. You only have one chance with the slide, and if you are going with the slide, you need to make that aggressiveness count. And
that's right.
If you keep rolling up with those multi-kills, it would be more than enough to keep continuing that snowball effect, but it will be reduced at a certain amount of time. So I believe map number 2 might see changes in Duelist itself. Maybe we could see an ISO. I mean, we did get to see ISO in the previous matchups. Maybe on map number 2 Bind, we could see ISO. Then afterwards, I realized it's Bind, you need Rays, you need the controllers, dual controllers or dual initiators. But who knows, we'll get to see that in the agent select as well from both the sides. Map number 2, currently 120 FPS, facing eliminations as Team Asterisk. 1 map away of securing the final spot. Will it happen or will it not as we take a look at the agent select once again? Double controllers, yes. We have Brimstone, a must-have agent, followed up with Rays as the duelist. Although, yeah, on the Asterisk, yeah, it's double initiators coming from that end.
I love it whenever a Brimstone comes into the picture, right? Just because that the smoke lasts for a longer time, they're choosing Brimstone. To get that switcheroos, to get that maneuverability, that's really good. 120 FPS, they're ready with the dual controller setup from their end. They have 1 sentinel alongside a single initiator, that's going to be Sky, so the healing can be on point except for herself. But on the other end, Asterisk, dual initiator is going to give a lot of room for them to get that insight with the prowlers, whether close-knit corners has been held by someone or not, alongside the wingman, man. The post plant will be so easy for them, especially once they're starting towards the attacking side. It's like you tell Wingman to do something, he will do it. No matter you have taken the teleportation, you have headed towards the other side, and you've already told Wingman that you have to plant towards site A. He's gonna do it by hook or crook. Take the lengthiest route and still reach there, plant, and post that. You never know what will happen.
Yeah, and the best part about it is an extra line of sight. Gecko can not only help, order Wingman to plant in towards the spike, you have an extra line of sight that can be used to help support, or should I say, ensuring that some of the abilities can be countered. But all in all, once again, just for 120 FPS, hopefully that the agents that they've picked, you have double controllers and a Sentinel Cypher, which will be very strong on defense. So hopefully we might be able to witness 120 FPS make a breakthrough in the second map of Bind, but only time will tell, folks, as we are jumping in on the game right away. Team Asterisk, map point, and for 120 FPS, one more map win in order to go all the way towards Deciders. Will it happen or will it not? Let's take a look at the pistol rounds.
It all starts from the beginning itself. Once upon a time,
Hey Factoid.
there was a factoid who's selling currently about Bind. So let's just go ahead and read. Bind's unique teleporters enable quick rotations, operating opportunities for unpredictable plays, and last second sight takes, alright? While the absence of traditional mid-area demands heavily coordinated pushes and site-specific strategies. So yeah, teleportations in that way is gonna help out the entire team to head towards their XYZ destination. Oh, there's more. With Bind's unique layout, this map promises a nail-biting face-off, as both teams have distinct strengths tailored to its challenges. Okay. I haven't
just
seen
being
120 FPS go ahead and do something big, but if the factoid is telling something, then might as well listen to the factoid.
Yeah. The pistol rounds about to be commenced in the first round itself. As we get to clearly see that Team Asterisk are currently in attack, which means that the hold will be strong from FPS, as they have both the controllers and the sentinels. But you forgot about Yacht. His powerful impact of performance has been working out well. So is Waves' denial of taking out Smoker all the way from the teleport. Pushes will be made. So are the players from the side of B, who are slowly making their way towards back of the site. As the post plant will be made, it's a 4v2 situation, a tough situation for FPS to be in. Drop downs will be made, so is Near with the classic. Won't be able to find one nor the other, but Elite gets one as well. It's a 1v3. Can we witness Elite secure this clutch, or will we see a major back that could happen from the other side? No, there is a chance on towards Lamps.
There is a chance. Can potentially be a backlash as well. 120 FPS, they need to count all of the shots. Elite going in very close, gets the third one as well. He's going in for the half diff. He is definitely going to sit for it. But wait a second, is it going to be Icarus? Yes, it's going to be Icarus who clutches us out and gets the first round. A good start for Asterisk, nonetheless, as they already were confident in this map and getting the pistol, hence the bonus is going to be super vital for them. But Smoker, well, yet again, he's on to his shenanigans. Elite, he's for sure going to be playing the Lamps area with that shorty of his own. And if he could land those shots, then early control.
Yep.
And a weapon upgrade.
Yeah, a weapon upgrade, which could be a huge, boon for FPS if they figure out a way to take out Yash. But previously, Yash, he was still alive, triple kills. There was almost a chance of a 1v1 clutch that could have been, happened from FPS. It did not. Oh, paying for picks. Just like Factoid told us, Bind basically doesn't have a mid. You only have two entrances towards A and B and a teleport, which basically acts as mid.
It's the same thing as Fracture.
Yeah.
Fracture has a zip line which takes you towards the other end. That is basically known as the movement ability. Doxo, way too close, very close to comfort, and it's going to be River shutting him down. So the aggressive pushes coming in from the defensive side is not going to work out to the best. Near gets one, and I believe he's going to be happy with that. Oh, Smoker, he's joining in hands. He's joining in the force. But the opponents, the weapons are way too good.
Yep. The Bucky will definitely get a headshot, but it was just only 3 or 4 pellets. But when it comes to Arjun, he had a stinger in hand, so he didn't have to spray and pray, just just waited for the right moment, gets the kill. Next thing you know, he gets a weapon upgrade of his own, swapping from the Stingers to the Bulldogs. And that is really scary though. Because for the side of AST, it was 5-0 in the first map, and now it can, like, you can clearly say that map number 2, it can also happen the same.
One outlaw would have done the job for this particular round from the likes of the attackers, the defenders. They have half shields all across. Elite, he's running away for his life as the boom bot is chasing him alongside the Prowler as well. Dogs are way too low. His HP is just 7. Can he be called the James Bond now?
I mean, he will escape safely, but it's not a good way for FPS to be in this situation. Sure, you have Sky's healing would definitely help to bring back the HP that he lost, but not the heavy armors though. Elite, once again, great shot, takes out River. No more lurks, which means that the side of Team Asterisk, they have no other choice but to make their presence known towards B, where both the initiator and the controller are waiting for their presence.
Side B is the place where they want to go ahead and commence that initiation. Asterisk, are they ready for this? Smokes all across, and Arjun, good shots all together. Wingman doing his job, but near shutting him down. So no more post plant that easily. Last 2 players remain. Asterisk, they did not have that good of a buy for this particular round, but the corner needs to be contested, Arjun. You cannot ignore it. There's a backstab coming in, but before Smoker could reach towards the backlines of Icarus, it was Elite. The opponent Brimstone shutting him down. Basically a duality.
Finally, we will see FPS bring back with a really great defensive maneuvers. The first frag to take out River. The second, the controller, Viper, Doxer, was very low on HP on 5. And that's the main reason why you would definitely need Sky. The healing is just really well. Like if you're so low on HP, not to worry. You have Sky, the healings all the way up to 100 HP, and you get to fight another day. But the only difference is that if you get shot in the head with the Bulldog or a Phantom, it's basically 145. So,
oh, there comes Thrash. The control. And you were pretty accurate with all of those shots there, Babagusta. Need to commend you for that.
wait, my shots were accurate?
Your number accuracy.
Ah, yes.
Ooh, the teleportation. Caramel gets one. River yet again shut down. River is not able to function. He's been picked right off. Clean. As a carcass in desert. Arjun on the other end. The endeavors are not working out for the best. Asterisk, all of a sudden it seems like their pushes have been noted. Smoker shuts him down before he gets blinded. It can be a potential flawless, but Wave in the midst of all of that does get one, but eventually he's gonna be countered as well. 120 FPS, gets the second on board, the equalizer, and Elite. He has that perfect kryptonite for the crowd control, the orbital strike.
Risky plays from Smoker. Even though that there was Dizzy, he's still committed to it. He knew that the rays would be flying around the lamps. And once he got the confirmation on the kill, just fall back to safety, and with the explosive Yash not being able to execute on the side, it made an easier access for the side of FPS to dismantle the rest of the team. A job well done. Smoker will have the operator, which could cause a lot of havoc if the attackers have no information regarding this. Smokes to block lines of sight. Dizzy will block lines of sight as well, giving them slight opportunities for them to proceed towards lamps, and an early orbital strike will be used too from the defender's end as Smoker finds one with...
Oh!
Okay! The grenades, Elite, just swirling around the sides as Yash finally gets the weapon upgrade. With Doxer being low on HP, the teleports will be made. Yash, 5 HP remains.
Can go in for a post plant. But the spike, it needs to be retrieved before all of that. Doxer, he had the operator and is gonna make it count. Upgrading the pistols, and the operator will look yet another round in the hands of Smoker. The Rays getting the early control, close range. You cannot hit those shots. The no scopes are just so tough. But look at the read, my God. Doxer, beautiful as always. No Sova, no problem. he's going to bring in Viper and showcase similar kind of individual prowls. Asterisk, it's a must-needed timeout, Baba Gusta.
Yeah, it really is. And also, you also have Nier, once again cosplaying as the Omen, reminding you to get yourself hydrated. And also the giveaway of 2x 1000 Valorant points. All you have to do is just head in towards the socials of Instagram of the Esports Club and comment Valorant in any of the stories to get yourself registered and stand a chance to win 2x 1000 Valorant points. A lot of great opportunities, folks. Make sure to not miss it, and we'll be able to, announce the winners at the end of this entire tournament, which will be on 23rd of December. And also, once again, from our trusty factoid,
Doxer of 120 FPS is master at lurking, often catching opponents off guard, and perfectly timed flanks and game-changing picks. Well, it has been the case for 40% of the time, but majority of the times it has been Caramel.
yeah. Doxer has been the initiator most of the time, providing support for the team with information and also denial from Hunter's Fury. But yeah, I mean, there are some truths to it. There is some truths to it.
It's a half-truth, not the entire truth.
And nothing but the truth.
Yeah, nothing but the truth. Alright, as this round commences, Smoker, aggressive, trying to get the angle on point, and the players had to flush out. Hence, cancelling the animation right there off the bat, gets Icarus. Things are already dicey. Even though Dizzy was about to blind a player, there was still this one opportunity where the opponents just wavered around from that corner, hence giving the false sense of hope that the players might be there towards it. It's still a if-but-so situation. Getting the second time, it's going to be on point. But Smoker, the repositioning is good alongside the shot as well as the entire site. Even though it's under siege, it's under the control of the attackers. It does not look like it, as the man count advantage is there towards 120 FPS.
Yeah, the operator will be a menace to Asterisk's execute. And with Nier arriving just at the right time, leading wave once again in a very difficult spot. 1v3 operators in line of sight. And now wave just making sure that this post plant will be theirs. And here comes Nier just at the right time to take out the final player and also securing post plant. 4-2, Showstopper and Neural Theft, both of them will be active, making it much more difficult from the side of Team Asterisk to be defending. So maybe a timeout would be a best bet, because you have the operator still present from Smoker. It will be a pain on map bind, so they have to figure out a way to remove it.
But with the broken buys, they cannot do it. They just can't. It's a gamble coming in from their end, thinking that they can potentially squeeze this round. Arjun, Neural Theft alongside Nightfall. And they're all heading towards side B. But look at the read from the opponents. They're already set. Caramel, this can be a big blunder. Close range, and Caramel, in fact, he has unleashed hell upon the opponents. Couple of players right off the bat taken out of the picture. And Arjun, even though he's way too close in the proximity, he can get a kill or two. Can be possible, but Doxer at the nick of the time, present around the corner, around the block to just get traded. Smoker, he has understood all of that chaos. And the moment he took the teleportation, there goes the another act of deception from the likes of Asterisk. Heading towards the side, Nightfall committed, Elite, his information known. But for now, he cannot hear where the opponents are. Currently, he's just sitting around the corner like a duck, waiting for him to just enter towards the side. But there comes another deviation. What is going on? Icarus alongside River. These are some deadly moves. Showstopper committed. And once this goes inside the site, there might be a collateral beauty to it. Clutching it out, but nope, it did not see anyone. There comes the post plant. But why did they stall for so long? They have already given the room for the defenders to head towards the site. Elite. But now there's a Molotov right in front of him. Right after that, it's a push coming in from both the directions. River's possession will be the most vital thing that anyone can ever see. Backstab imminent. Elite shuts him down, but where's the next player? Haunt available, and that will give all the information onto where the current location is of Elite, and he's been shut down. A Thrifty coming through from the likes of Asterisk.
Yep. Thrifty for Asterisk. And they just kept playing Ring Around the Rosies. One side on side A, the second on side B. The showstopper, once they heard the sound of the Razor's launcher, prepped and ready for its explosive shots, they decided to not plant the spike. They were like, you know what? You're welcome to enter into the site. Please, let me just wait for 6 to 7 seconds for the time to come to an end, and then and only then would we proceed to post plant, and eventually they did so. Really well, patience coming in from the side of Asterisk. Orbital strike already being used in towards lamp, I'm guessing, making sure that the success and the control would be theirs for post plant, making much more difficult. They have information on showers, they have information on the backside. How will they handle this post plant?
Seems like an ordeal, but there's this one player coming in from the back. Smoker takes down Icarus, so the Molotov is not going to see that lineup. Caramel on the other end, good for the trades. 2v4, make that a 1v4, and Yash, he crumbles down with that weight. Elite, well, he has been the game changer since a really long time, and finally the Molotov, which was aimed so high, has reached down, but unfortunately the time, they could not buy it. 12 seconds, 0.20 milliseconds. This is the time that was remaining in all of these shenanigans.
Orbital strike, and I believe it was a neural theft from the side of Team 120 FPS. Caramel, like once he did get the initial frags followed up with the info, it was just done. They got info on the first. Next thing you know, the flanks from the showers teleport arrived just in the right time to deny the push. Next thing you know, it was just gone. It was a 1v4. And hopefully this amount of pressure should be continued in the next future rounds itself, because you also have the Viper's Pit and the Orbital Strike from the side of FPS present, but also you have neural theft from the enemy, from the attacker's Cypher. The shots from Smoker will be missed, so a paint bomb will be thrown out. But that's an important utility that will be very important, because for Raze, he needs to secure 2 kills in order to get that ability back.
Wave, close-knit corners. Every single one of them is just waiting for one thing from the likes of Asterisk, is that the opponents commit a mistake. And as good as it seems, they're just not doing that, not overstepping their boundaries. Finally, I can see Icarus being caught in the act, and Caramel shuts him down, expecting there might be another player resisting this entire act. So he puts in the Cypher cage. But Arjun, he has already lurked deep down inside the side. Shots fired. Arjun way too low. There comes the pop flash. He needs to check his corner. Yash with the opening, as Arjun has also managed to shut down near. This is a big blunder, giving the entire side control for the post plant. Elevated angle. Wave still stuck around, but not for a long time. Elite, he shuts him down. There goes the entire round.
Only 2 kills from the side of Team Asterisk, as their economy dwindling towards FPS might have worked out just a little bit. But I believe once Icarus's location was known, Caramel was like, oh, he's out in the open, might as well just proceed aggro and, you know, get the confirmation on the kill. It is my round. He was very confident in those peaks, and certain peaks like that, it's always a must peak, right? Especially when they're out in the open, they're not in certain range of the Sheriff's one-tap headshot. 5 meters to 10 meters range. I believe 5 meters range is where you can get 150, but more than 5 meters, that would be 145. That's the power of the Sheriff. Viper Pits will be used to cover up the entirety towards A, making it difficult for FPS to proceed towards teleport, so they have no other choice but to execute towards B and try to, you know, make some mind games with the teleports.
Tripwire and a Viper's Pit. The defenders are just getting the control done right, dusted. Forcing the opponents to head towards just one side. There comes a pop flash. An Elite good for one, but Arjun, he's quick on that trigger. Shuts him down near for now. He's just safe. Look at those shots. through the tube. Still he's surviving in the nick of the time just to get traded 2v2 and a post plant. Where the Viper's pit needs to be emptied currently, and Wave, he's gonna empty all of those bullets onto Doxer.
Leads to Smoker once again. Toddy in hand, also the op once he makes the push. Line of
he's
sight
dead.
will be met. Icarus, I think he doesn't have any information regarding this. This is not good. Line of sight's been broken, but Icarus saves the day at the right time. No information was given, and Smoker had the advantage from that first peak, securing the first and the second. But this beautiful synergy between the guiding light, blinding the lights of the enemies, as the Brimstone proceed with that with the push to try to get those 2 kills. It didn't happen, but it was a good attempt coming in from the side of Team FPS. 6-4 currently, they're the ones still in the lead. 2 more rounds for the first half to come to an end. And for Asterisk, let's not forget, they're the ones who secured map number 1. 1 more round for them to secure lower brackets. And for FPS, 1 more map for them to head in towards deciders.
Hoping to squeeze maximum rounds in the attacking half. Asterisk, they are for sure proving a point here, getting 4 on board already. And even though the economy is not looking that great, couple of players chipping out on things. Those are the shields from the likes of Arjun and River. I still believe that they have the potential. Yash is just soloing with that classic. All right, waiting for a player or two's death. Okay, can be good, but there's a drop coming in. Wave, finally. He chose to help his brother out. That's good.
And also, we also need to understand the way how the weapons work as well, right? Like, if you drop the weapon and you try to pick it up, would you be able to sell that weapon back?
No.
Yeah, that's the main reason you should be really careful, especially when you're trying to give a weapon to your teammate, especially on the buy rounds. Because if you make a similar mistake like that, and once you realize that, wait a minute, I just dropped the weapon, I can't buy nor sell, then that won't be a good way, especially in the economy rounds.
Oh, near. Gets the first shot. Shuts down Arjun. From there on, it's the dominoes effect. Corners need to be checked, but Wave, wait a second, way to pull back the round. Couple of players for a backstab, but it's a post plant towards Shah's area. No matter what, it's Icarus who disrespected the smoke. Where Elite and Caramel, they had to be the ones punishing him. It's Icarus who does the same. 1 more kill away to get that orbital strike, and I believe if he gets the crowd control, the round can be theirs. The first half itself, it's a nail biter of an experience. Can head to a potential 7-5 or a 6-6. And in either which case, the next pistol round following up with this will be very vital for both of them.
And with both Smoker and Caramel, in which in the first half, they're the ones who are leading the charge. You can clearly see that the Yash's plays as the duelist has been put to a halt for a certain amount of rounds. This is looking good, coming in from the FPS's perspective, but you really got to be careful on certain plays with Wave and also the Brimstone, with beautiful holding from the backside and also the execute backups that work hand in hand towards the side of Team Asterisk. The orb will be picked up, orbital strike is available, Smoker playing right in towards the smoke, window of opportunity, here's a lot of noises, so is the information, so is Stopper, stopped at their tracks, 3, as Doxer will be there for the support, leading with Asterisk, left by Icarus, 1v3, he just needs to figure out a way to take out Caramel, because if he does, he will get it, but we forgot about the player in towards lamps, and Caramel, who was also on towards the doors to secure an important round win from the side of Team FPS.
You know, usually the smokes never come on the box.
Yeah.
Never. And once that is done, it's for a reason. It's for those sneaky peeky plays. Couple of frags enabling the showstopper, and from showstopper, way to go, champ. Smoker. Smoking, blazing couple of players, and from there on the entire choo-choo train got derailed. Hence, giving the 7th on board for the likes of 120 FPS. Now, the pistol round is so vital for Asterisk that in order to go ahead and stop couple of rounds, they need to go ahead and win these pistols for an equalizer, nonetheless. So how well can they perform is the question now.
Yeah, this time it has to be either Yash that has to, you know, recover back the rounds that they've lost. And looking at the mini-map right here, you can clearly see that it's an all-5 stack towards Hookah. But you clearly get to see Icarus, actually not Icarus, Arjun. I just realized Arjun is usually the one who plays as the initiator. Now he's the sentinel. With information being given, teleports will be used, so are the attacks. Yash will be there for one, Smoke gets the other. Well, guess what? It's just a distraction, and that distraction is where River could be able to get the most out of it. But he's all by himself. He just needs the proper timing and the shots in which he finds one, doesn't get the other. With Caramel down for the count, it's all up to Doxer and the rest of the 2 players on the side of Team FPS to secure this post plant.
3 players rushing down towards the side. Icarus, Yash. And how well can they play this to perfection? Arjun, he needs to go ahead and be the pivot. He needs to shoot his shots. Doxer on the other end, good flanks. And at the end, the entire team crumbles to this itself. 120 FPS, sealing the pistol round alongside a post plant, which is super vital for them. Enabling the bonus. And now the opponents are not thinking about investing on any big weapons except for sheriffs. No half shields, just sheriffs.
Was there a timeout being used on the first half of map bind? I don't think so, right?
There was one.
There was none. So for Asterisk, if they lose the pistol round and the round next to it, followed up with the bonus round, maybe we might see them take a timeout because it's necessary. Risky plays, risky decisions, and somehow Yash ends up with 2, actually 1, followed up with River with yet another kill from the Sheriff. Looks like the gamble from Stack will get some good value out of it with some weapon upgrades, and hopefully that weapon upgrade should be more than enough for this post plant.
It will be. 18 seconds is what the smoke lasts of a brimstone. And looking at the way the time has been bought right now, 120 FPS. They have good amount of weapons. Couple of weapons, but they've not been retrieved. There's only one man going in towards main, trying to be the perfect deception. Yash, how well can he play this? 20 HP, it's way too less. One shot from the ghost and he's gonna be done for. It happens, and the 9th comes on board for the likes of 120 FPS. Good retaliation from their end, and happy to see this performance on the opponent's pick.
Yep, a really great performance, and also Smoke, and also like good holdout from Smoke as well. Being able to flush out both of the players who are arriving right from the defender spawn as they slowly make their push. Yash, once again, the stack pressure worked. They did get only one Vandal upgrade, but that's the only upgrade that they ever got, leaving both the players with just the Sheriff, which didn't quite work out well in the process, but wave okay. 3 fires galore as Smoker gets 2 as a retaliation. Shower's control is imminent from FPS, as you can see a little bit of a struggle that's been happening around. The spike control still at the hands of Smoker, so he needs to fall back and go in for the plant, but not to worry, he's just giving the spike back to the controller. Icarus, so in big trouble. Caramel so low on HP, but he secures the fight nonetheless. It's all up to Arjun. Finds the first, but not the jumping judge of the second. 10-5 as FPS, they are here to seal the deal of map number 2 bind.
120 FPS. And finally, you can see the timeout being taken from Asterisk. Understanding, assessing. And it was necessary, as they do not have the economy for most of the time. They had to win the pistols. In fact, they lost it. The attack from the sides of 120 FPS is sublime. There is no loophole through it. And if they find it currently, it's going to help them out in the longer run. They're still sitting with that single digit, and twice is what 120 FPS is sitting currently at. But another factoid in the midst of all of that, 120 FPS is known to excel on bind with their aggressive side executes. And no matter how well you bring in those double initiators, you need to put them in use. Especially Gecko. In the first half, it was flawless. They were taking in the Gecko, the executions were fast, it was Thrifties coming all across alongside the Prowlers as well. The dual initiator composition was working out, but now look at 120 FPS. They're having a laugh at it. They're telling that the single initiator is doing God's work.
Is the timeout coming to an end? Asterisk. Now is their time to shine. But for FPS, the choo-choo train will still be in effect as Karamil. He takes out Yash once more. Not a good way for the side of Asterisk to be in this situation. Pushes will be made. So is the boombot from the Rays, which will force Arjun to fall back from the lamps. Give the control to FPS, but he still wants to hold his ground as best as possible. Try to at least arrive at close range for that one shot of that Bucky. Does Smokey have information regarding with this? No, he does not. Weapon upgrade is in, so is the chances for the side of Team Asterisk to hold their defensive maneuvers right, because the attacks, they're slowly making their way. Is it more than enough to hold things out for River?
Oh, it can be. But River, he perishes away. There are trades coming in quick succession. Arjun, he did somehow get a weapon right across towards the lamps area. Will that Vandal go ahead and see multiple things? Both the players are playing together from the likes of 120 FPS. They're sticking across, noting that it can be a potential push coming in from the elbow itself. But Arjun, it's a head-on collision. One guiding light and things are going to fade away from him. He needs to quickly move around, but nope, he does not get that opportunity as near. He has timed that to perfection. The flash was amazing. Hence getting the 11th on board.
11 round wins for the side of 120 FPS. They're bringing their amount of amazing comebacks. And Asterisk, not a single response in the second half. It is full buys from both the sides. Equal weapons, equal abilities followed up with equal defensive shields that can help them tank some minor damage. But this time they're heading in for a split push, trying basically for an opening peaks or two. Once again, Karamil taking some damage. He'll still be alive. He will fall back as of now. Once again, the split push from FPS. Once they find the opening pick, this should be good, but I can't say the same. Icarus, beautiful frag. Taking out Karamil lessens the impact of this push.
The icebreaker, the lurker that Karamil is, has already been taken care of. There is a possibility that the execution might be there towards side B, but you never know.
I've got your trail.
These are those unforsaken lands of Bind. And all of those corners, close knit, showstopper utilized. But unfortunately, it's Arjun who's going to shut down the opponent. Yash coming all together and a flawless. The previous round was all a ruse. That they have given up hope. It's all right. Let's just concede this map. Nope. Right after that, the follow-up equally good. So the timeout did work out for them.
Now it all comes down to if they can handle this consistency. Winning rounds back to back. Since this was a flawless round, they'll have a good amount of economy to survive in the next rounds. So even if they lose at least 3 or 4 players, they'd have enough economy to get themselves Vandals and heavy shields without facing any issues. But they've got to make sure that they don't lose the round in the process, because if they do, then FPS will be securing map point in map number 2 Bind and go all the way towards Split. And Asterisk, this is their map pick. So they have to make sure that this mistakes won't happen twice. Once again, playing it safe, as FPS are just playing for picks. Once they get the access towards at least a kill or 2, that's where they'll make their executes known. But there's also a control towards teleports, which means that the teleports from mid has been taken care of. So is the other side. Elite, good for the first wave, immediate response with the trade. As the duelist is down, so is the controller.
For the execution for now, the walls are going to go up. It's going to head towards side A, but the teleportation so close. there might be a switcheroo coming in. Depends upon the resistance that the defenders can go ahead and put. Icarus, good shots right across. There comes Dizzy to get the additional bit of information. But there's no post plant yet been committed. There goes the spike. It has been retrieved. But Caramel, he has a neural theft going ahead, utilizing it. And the Viper's Pit into effect as well. Hence, making the defensive side look like a clown. And Doxer, that was very well executed, man.
Yep. Using the teleport as a bait and wait for the right moment to secure that headshot. All up to River in a 1v2. He finds one, equalizing it into a 1v1. Now there is a chance, but not a lot of abilities left from both the sides. He decides to push through the Viper's Pit. Near, he has the advantage because he doesn't have information. Very well played from Near, from the side of the attackers. As they will secure match point for map number 2 bind. What a way to go for that outplays. Pushing through Snakebite. Usually many people don't do it, but eventually he did.
See, here's the thing, right? For the allies, you take less damage. For the opponents, you take more damage.
Yeah, you take more. But his location wasn't compromised, so he was concealed. He was stealthy.
Very stealthy. Might as well call him the assassin.
Yes.
Assassin 47.
Yep. The assassin who gets the job done as a controller.
Smoker. Saw a couple of players jumping right across. Knows that the presence is there towards Shah's area. And look at Near. He's so quick on going ahead and getting the information that, yes, the Prowler, that needs to be the utility which peaks, not me. Dry peaks are always punished in this map.
When it comes to the ultimates, Orbital Strike even have Decisive's abilities to help them provide with some information. Dizzy will be recovered, Wave will be able to use it for yet another time, but Karamel's early executes taking out Yash has been so powerful this time. From the side of AST, Yash was always that impactful player who would end up getting 2 or 3 multi-kills. With him being, picked out early in the round, this could definitely spell dangers for AST. Here comes Smoker with the execute. Push will be made. He finds one. So is the other from the controller, and which Icarus will try to figure out a way to get it out. Orbital Strike will be able to use. So is the deny from Smoker. Plants will be made, and now it's all up to the Cypher. 1v4. Once he gets the first frag, in which he does, he'll be able to access the neural theft. Information on rest of the players. Do or die situation for AST. As you can clearly see, a mighty Arjun securing the second frag. He has the information on the second one too. He has information, he just needs to convert it. There is still a chance. The fourth denied from none other than Near the Sky. Back-to-back clutches. 2 back-to-back clutches from Near to secure another victory from the side of Team 120 FPS. And just like that, folks, we are heading in towards the decider split.
Indeed, we are split. It's going to be super interesting on how things are going to shape up in that map. But hold up. Wait on a second. The opponents are winning on their not on their own map picks, but on the others. All of a sudden, I'm baffled. What's going on? I mean, whenever I choose a map in particular, that's me per se. For example, I love Ascent. I go ahead, I pick Ascent because I'm confident in that map. I'm for sure bound to win it. But what is this confidence? And the opponent's pick, they're winning 120 FPS. Way to go, lads.
Way to go. I mean, Arjun almost a clutch, right?
Yeah, almost.
Almost a 1v4 clutch, but once again we saw Near 2 times. One with the, a decision to push through the snake bite. The second, once again, denying a 1v4 clutch in which the neural theft gave so much good information. There was a lot. Let's take a look at the crucial moments as well and talk about it on both first half and second half. This time, there wasn't a lot of moments from Yash this time. First map, second half, Yash was just on point. Literally, on the second map of Bind, you clearly saw Caramel just cancelling it. He's like, you know what, how about you take a break? Early pick, still at the hands of Team FPS, and it just kept going over and over and over again. It just didn't kept to a stop. Thrifty rounds were still, well for the side of AST, but the momentum still favored for 120 FPS.
Well, true. Especially this time where Icarus was like so quick on the feet, but the response was equally good, man. The showstopper from the likes of Smoker, even though the entire team's economy was not looking good at all, him stepping up is just amazing to watch.
Take a look at the scoreboard as well from the side of 120 FPS and the side of Team Asterisk. We're gonna go all the way to map number 3 deciders. Once again, great attempts from Arjun. Let's not forget, Arjun plays initiator most of the times. On map number 2, the roles have been swapped. He changed the role from an initiator to a sentinel. As we take a look at the scoreboard one more time, Smoker with a total of 20 kills, and it's Arjun who will be in the top of the leaderboards with 16 kills. On the side of Team Asterisk, 13-6. Man, I'm not gonna lie. Deciders, it could go up against 120 FPS.
I could not see the similar kind of play coming in from Asterisk in their own map pick. Especially the confidence part where they take a duel and win that duel. They could not do it. Again and again, they were being shut down by individual plays coming in from Elite or Doxer, Caramel. And the entire team's effort has given them 13 rounds at most. So overall, Asterisk in their own map pick, they are half away. So that showcases that they still had that possibility to clutch it out, but eventually could not do it because of the trades coming in and alongside the fragging potential.
And let's not forget, on the second half, when 120 FPS were on defense, you had dual controllers, you had one sentinel, one of them holding from B, two controllers holding from A. So you can clearly see that the amount of smokes that was present in the side once the attackers made the execute, right? Like so many
smokes, and everything was working out.
Yeah, so every time when they made their push, it was always either a close range fight or a long range in which they don't even have a proper line of sight to, which made it really difficult from the side of Team Asterisk to hold on to. Unfortunately, the double initiators didn't quite work out well as they expected it to be in the second half, but hopefully on map number 3 split, maybe we could see some changes. But all in all, exceptional performance from 120 FPS as they will secure map number 2 and proceed towards the deciders. But also, let's take a look at the MVP of this matchup. It's none other than Smoker once again, even though his performance we didn't get to see quite a lot from his end. 20 kills, 3 first kills, 3.6k damage.
First map, yes, but the second map, he has stepped up to the task of being the duelist. Not gonna lie, close range, brimstone smoke, and he has a judge in his hand, later on becomes the jury and the executioner at the same time with the showstopper. Well, that was just amazing plays coming in from his end. So all of that, done right, dusted. Second map, over. Third map is all we're gonna talk about now. Currently, both the teams are pretty confident with it, especially when it comes to 120 FPS, and they have had that opportunity, right? Caramel, especially once he becomes Cypher in that map, he has been breaching the mid control again and again, and that's the majority part of map 3, which is split.
Yeah, and also let's not forget, Caramel has been playing Sentinel the entirety of the round, the entirety of the series.
Yes.
It's either KJ or it's either Cypher.
Yeah.
And he has done an exceptional job as both the lurker as well as taking out the duelists both at the same time. It's just doing a really great job for the side of Team 120 FPS, providing them hopes and dreams to secure map number 2. But what will happen on map number 3 split? We'll be taking a look into that with a short little break. We'll be right back as soon as possible, folks. Don't go anywhere.
Well, the second map is over, and as we all can see, it's Asterisk who could not go ahead and win in their own map pick. And same thing happened to 120 FPS as well. So I believe it's what, Karma or one-on-one? You don't know what's happening, but all of that is heading towards the third map. And Split, things can go either ways, man.
Yeah, just like how map number 1 and map number 2 was split apart. Now we're just doing one more time on Deciders.
One last rodeo.
Just one last rodeo on the Deciders. Let's not forget, this is the lower brackets after all. Either Team Asterisk or 120 FPS will have the spot. And talking about Asterisk, once again, ex-champions, 120 FPS. They've had a lot of rivalries between these two teams, and they also want to have a chance to have a spot. So you can clearly see that the competition is at an all-time high. And for 120 FPS, their chance for map number T, well, now it's their moment.
Now is the moment to shine. Split again. Things are going to get very, very dicey. We have talked about this in the break session as well, Baba Gusta, that teams need to be super prepared in order to go ahead and move in towards the next part, right? The lower bracket, the semifinals of the lower bracket. So from here on, it's a BO1. It's a do or die for both the ends, whether it be 120 FPS or Asterisk. And Asterisk, so far, right after a really good start, which was earlier on towards the map of Sunset, they lost it with 13-6 being the scoreline. Not achieving bare minimum double digit towards the second map for sure is going to lower their morale. They will feel a bit low, but you need to reset your mind just like 120 FPS did in the map of Sunset. So that's the kind of reset that you need, and that's where things can fall in the right place. And you know, usually people say if you reach towards the right place at the right time, you might get something and you might get lucky with it as well. This can be the time, possibly for either of the ends.
Only time will tell, as map number 3 split will be the deciding factor for these two teams to, you know, ensure that they have the spot. But talking about the agent picks itself on a map like Split, what would you expect? I'm pretty sure that, you know, you don't get to see Soa being picked a lot on a map like Split. So maybe we might have changes. So Breach, maybe Fade.
Omen, Sky, Cypher, Jet.
All right. Already pre-planned. Like he's got it all figured out. In Split, it's either a mirror matchup or just changes towards the initiators. That's pretty much it.
Change of initiators, double initiator will seem good at first, but eventually you need that control as well. I've seen teams go ahead for those dual controller setup, which ultimately yields to a really good point where you have those utilities of Brimstone continuously barraging at the doorstep of the attackers, can keep the enemies at bay, but not for long. You need that orbital strike. It's gonna come after way too long, 9 ticks, and that's where you get your ultimate. So might as well bring in someone who's handy, and duelist also works out in this map, not gonna lie.
And like you said, the thing about Brimstone is that he is such a great agent at stalling time. Orbital strike, Molotovs for 8 to 7 seconds. All you need is a proper perfect lineup in which the orbital strike can just immediately give you that proper lineup once you click on it. Lineups from Molotovs, it's just a total of 10 to 15 seconds of absolute denial that the defenders have no other choice but to follow, just fall back. That's how powerful Brimstone is, but we clearly don't get to see that on map Split, right? So we'll be able to, you know, let's take a look at the agent select and see what kind of changes we get to expect on the map of Split. We have
dual initiators.
Yep, Omens, but dual initiators, Fade and Breach, and of course on the side of Team 120 FPS, we have Sky and Breach. Sky for healing, information, concussion, and Seekers to just concuss and info all the way.
I like how Nair is so confident with withstanding the wrath of the opponents. Every single time you see him, he's taking Sky. From the previous game itself, he seems pretty confident with the entire movement of this agent. But on the other end, Asterisk, they have taken Prowlers at one part alongside the concussions as well. River being the Breach. Breach is super vital when it comes to those speedy executions alongside a couple of satchels which will help the duelist to head towards either rafters or get control towards the ropes as well. So I'm hoping that 120 FPS, they're already in for a treat, they're ready for this action. And Asterisk, after that loss, grueling loss nonetheless, I want to know how well can they play in the map of Split.
I mean, in the end, it relies upon Yash's executes. Just
Yash
like on map number 1, the second half, you clearly saw how powerful Yash was on Sunset. Second half, in the second map, we clearly didn't get to see a lot from Yash, but we did get to see a lot from Gecko, right? From the initiator. So it really depends on what Asterisk could go in that situation. But for 120 FPS, they've got that final chance. Let's see how it works.
It should work out for the best as we proceed towards the game Split. Third map, the decider for either of the teams to stay in this tournament or head back home. So in any which case, let's just dive right into the game.
Map 3 is unlocked, 120 FPS versus Team Asterisk. One team will proceed to the next phase of lower brackets and one team will be eliminated. Who's it gonna be? Let's find out on map Split. Round number 1, pistol rounds is a go.
Factoid, welcome back. Split is known for its verticality with ropes and elevated positions offering strategic advantages, while its tight choke points demand precise utility usage and flawless team coordination to break through defenses. Altogether, that was very well round up.
Yeah.
Man, we were rambling through the entire segment and Factoid did not pop up at once, and now it's just making us feel small.
In fact, it was just like, you explained all of that in like 3 to 5 minutes. Well, guess what? I'd do it in just a sentence. Ouch. Talking about the round at hand, round number 1 on the side of Team Asterisk on attack, fault line, and a bit of an aftershock will be used. Smoker will have a little bit of nearsightedness, but not to worry because you have Near and Smoker just perfectly holding down their ground. And FPS once again, a beautiful hold and a quick dismissal of the pistol round, gaining the advantage in round number 2.
Oh, the revamped edition, 120 FPS, getting the pistol. It was super vital, super important. And starting off towards the defensive side, they've already accomplished that. Hence, getting the bonus for the next following round as Asterisk, they could not even head for that post-plant situation. So yeah, trouble times. And the warning bells are right upon them. What are they going to do in this particular round is the question. Yash, he has the Sheriff, which is going to be super important as the others have chosen just one weapon of destruction. That is the Classic.
No matter if you're in a very bad spot, Classic always helps you find a way. Especially in close range, the alt attack, very powerful. Two headshots with the Classic, it will secure it. But now, as you can clearly see from the side of Team Asterisk, as they are applying pressure towards mid, do the side of Team FPS have knowledge about this? I believe so. Paranoia, used, executes, jumped around, and somehow Arjun gets away with the kill. Okay, the jumping Arjun. Kramil is still alive, gets 2 with the Guardian, but is it more than enough? No, it does not. Arjun gets the weapon upgrade from the Bulldog, and he gets away with another. Yash is still alive, goes in with the reload. Not a good time to be going out in a situation like this. Spike sprint dropped, so is the win for FPS 2-0 with 3 casualties coming in from their end.
That was a good push, man. Very well executed from the likes of the attackers, that is Asterisk, thinking that the mid can be controlled right about the time where the Paranoia came into the picture. Good trades, but eventually every single one of them perished because of Caramel. The Guardian, it had 1 bullet. And I don't think so Yash was that confident to go ahead and hit that shot onto the head. So hence, he went for the reload. Unfortunately, that's the time where the opponent swung. So good trades alongside a good round. Finally having the full buy round. What will Asterisk go ahead and do? The other end, it's just mere bonus buys. Smoker, operator in hand, this man has been saving. Now we all know where the satchels have not been bought upon. This is the reason why.
Risky buy of the operator for Asterisk. The lead has been dwindled out. 2-0. Strong start from FPS, as they want to make sure that they can keep the momentum going, guiding light, catching out Yash, but he will still survive. No more boom bots, no more shuttle charges, only paint bombs as River finds 2, Caramel gets the other. It's a 4v3 situation with FPS this time, facing a current major mishap. Well, the Rays still holding on towards A ramps, and now they've finally figured out the information
the
on players'
location of
whereabouts. River, he gets the 3rd. Elite, very much big troubles. Going up against the Vandal, the fault line, perfectly well-timed, great communication coming in from the side of Team Asterisk, which leads to Smoker. In a 1v4, he has no other choice but to save.
Yeah, the operator. 4,700 credits, Baba Gusta. And imagine you throw it down and win. No, that's not gonna happen. He's just waiting for some exit frags. He wants to buy those satchels as well. And if he goes home alive, he won't get any credits. And he knows that fact. Look at him, waiting for some kind of a peak, but those shots are gonna give a lot of information. It's a lot of commotion, but yeah, eventually, Asterisk getting the first round as the spike goes boom. The attackers, they've successfully gotten the Radianite for this round.
Operator's been saved, so are the satchel charges, in which he'll be able to buy. And this time, Team Asterisk will get an important round win, securing the post plant and also the victory. for FPS. Some buys will be a bit broken, especially for near stingers. But it always comes down to Smoker's shots with the operator. If it works out well, hotline, it will catch one, basically disorienting, having no other choices for the operator to fall back at the moment. And that will create some commotion in a way that the attackers would try to use this as a distraction. Meanwhile, the execute's happening in towards A, where we get to see the Trailblazers trying to prod with some vital information. Yash, currently caught in the blast, concussed, dazed and confused, but he's still alive and kicking. Pushing in towards the pressure towards pillars, and Near providing as much as healing as possible. But Smoker, he's about to find those two current players. Will you see a jump peek? Yes, it does. And that is more than enough to fall back and fight for another day.
Caramel is still stuck right around the corner. Side control towards A. Couple of players is just holding it down to the wire. Yash on the other end, he's heading back, hitchhiking, reaching towards side B as the execution is there towards heaven. Doxer is waiting right around the corner with the paranoia. The timing needs to be perfect. He does that. Doxer shuts a couple of players down, and there goes the entire hope of the team of Asterix to head towards side B. That's a big blunder. Spike retrieved, and it's been currently safeguarded by the defensive players. Flawless.
Flawless round win from the side of Team 120 FPS. A lot of holdings were done though. They just waited, and they just kept waiting and waiting. And once they realized that yes, there is an operator from B long, and we have to, either choose to execute towards A or maybe apply pressure towards B with the help of the control towards mid. Unfortunately, that did not happen. Really great plays from the Doxer, as he have managed to single-handedly held out, or should I say stall, the opposition. Guiding Light will provide them with some information with multiple players pushing in towards A.
They are heading head-on towards the site. They have the control, imminent post plant, and it's a retake coming in. 120 FPS, how well can they time this thing to perfection is the question for now. They're leading, having 3 rounds on board. Caramel good for 1, Yash taken down, but the timing needs to be even more sublime. Icarus, good response onto Elite, so no more razor blades, no more flashes, aftershocks coming in. And one by one, the entire round, it is flickering away. 120 FPS. All of a sudden, the man-count advantage has turned down to be a disadvantage. Running away yet again with that operator is gonna be Smoker to save it and then use it for afterlife. But what was that, River?
Satchel out.
Did he just get blind by not seeing those satchel packs on the ground? It does do damage. How can he ignore it? And because of that, there's this one player, River, thinking that he can be the notorious one.
Oh, I'm just speechless at this moment. Low on HP, satchel charges weren't detected, and once he realized, you know what, he has an op in hand, how about I just, try to remove it? I mean, which is in fact a good idea. I'm not saying that it's not.
With 1
Losing
HP?
an operator, having Smoker lose the operator would definitely help,
Yeah.
but it's best to have with, push in with your teammates as well instead of going solo, right? And like you said, 1 HP. Was it a good idea? You're gonna lose not only just your weapon, but also you have to have another 2700 credits for that.
Bless you. Caramel, way to Anzi, gives away his life and the locations of the other teammates as well. Big mistake. This will help decide Asterix on which position they can actually head forward towards. Mid control, on point. As the entire defensive side, they're skedaddling, they're running away, but look at the encounter coming in. The garage area had to be perfect, and Wave, he falters. The trades are coming through. Asterisk currently heading towards one direction, towards A, to go for the post plant. But as long as the controller is alive from the likes of 120 FPS, the smokes are gonna come through again and again. Smoker's operator, it needs to go ahead and hit those shots. Yash moving forward, but he whiffs. It was a shot on his leg. Yash way too low. But the work has been done. Arjun shutting down the operator. 4,700 credits down the drain. Elite stuck behind the back as the Nightfall has already done the talking.
The Nightmare does its magic, disabling the audio cues, having confusion with the with the minimap as well, as it will be blocked for a certain amount of time. Very powerful utility, and with that we will see Arjun secure yet another round win. Coming in from the side of Team Asterisk, 3-3. The score is equalized, and so is Arjun on the top of the leaderboards. A total of 6 kills and a timeout will be requested from the side of Team FPS. This time, saving 2 operators didn't quite work out well for them. They've lost the operator now, and with that, just what would be the response from FPS?
Smoker, he can rather play those sneaky peeky angles while he is the Raze and activate himself more towards those aggressive fights rather than staying behind the line and hitting his operator shots. I mean, that's the reason you have taken the breach, right? To complement the Raze, the duelist, and enable her to get multiple frags. But that's the opposite that I'm looking for the likes of 120 FPS. Both the initiators and the duelists are playing it very casually. So the step up needs to come through. And there comes a factoid. Asterisk expels and locking down sites with a disciplined utility and crossfire setup. So that's good. Yeah, that's one of the bigger things that a team actually needs in a post-plant situation. And moving forward, look at Smoker. The kahunas. He's bringing the operator yet again.
Okay,
Man, a
wow.
judge can do more talking than an operator. Trust me on that one.
And also, I have to say, if you really want to have an operator, I think it would be a best idea to have an agent like Jet. That could have been helpful, but hopefully they have some ideas right here. The first kill will be made. So is the information being gathered from mural theft. Let's not forget, a risky buy of an operator from Smoker as he slowly pushes in. Boombot for the info. They think that it's an eco round, but guess what? It's an operator. Securing a kill off from River, and now the advantage back in the hands of Team FPS. Let's not forget there is 3 important kills, and here comes Yash. But let's not forget about Smoker once again denying the duelist. Making the 2v2, Showstopper is also present, which would make it a make it or break it moment. Spikes will be planted. So is Smoker, prepped and ready for the Showstopper. He just needs an info. And once the peaks will be made, so is the kill. Showstopper being used. Will it catch the opponent? No, it does not. 1v2, the timeouts. They did had a certain strategy. It did work out, but will it work out all the way up to its post plant? Smoker, what can you do? Sheriff's in hand. Icarus patiently waiting. Once he sees the head, confirmation will be done. So is the security. 4-3. Now I have to wonder, was it a good idea to get this? Was it a really good idea to get the operator? Although on the bright side, they will have some economies from their end, so they will have full buy spotted up with the Vandals. But a risky buy nonetheless. 2-3 operators that was saved, which means that Yash already had a lot of utilities from his end. Not utilities, economy. So I can clearly see why he went with the operator in the first place. But all in all, if they lose this round, FPS, you gotta be careful though. If you lose this round, then you are back to the eco rounds. And it's not a good way. Control from mid on the side of Team FPS looks so strong, but looks like Smoker is way out in the open. And if that information has been relayed on the hands of Team AST, the amount of advantage that they can take a look into it could be huge. Peaks will be made. So is the kill from Arjun. That's what I was worried about. And because of it, there goes your duelist. And now Asterisk, they have found the opening.
Opening found. Asterisk. All of a sudden, they are running forward with multiple rounds. It's a round lead coming in. Where 120 FPS They're already dumbfounded with elite, close-knit corners, and Nair will get that information where the whereabouts are going to be. But Icarus, before he could even see the pop flash coming right in front of him, he's taken down. The repositioning coming in, but Yash, he could not reach towards heaven, else things would have shaped up to be really good, but eventually he gets Doxer in the midst of all of that. One by one, every single one of them concussing River. His utilities are going to be on point for this round. 120 FPS, last man standing, Karamil, and everyone knows his location. It's going to be from the backside, and the backsides are always going to be shut down by River.
And that's all it takes for the side of Team Asterisk to come back. As we take a look at the replay once again, Yash, not being able to maneuver properly with the satchel charges, somehow gets away by taking out the controller. And with it, the Rolling Thunder, which gave immense power to secure that 1v2 fights. Economy round. Sorry, not economy round. A little bit of a force buy being used here from the side of FPS.
It's a mixed buy.
Yeah, it's a mixed buy. You have one judge, you have two Buckies, which means close quarter combats all the way, and all you have to do is have the help of fault lines and also a paranoia from the Omen to try to gain the advantage. But for Yash, he feels it, like a lot of presence which was being unknown in the first half. Now you can clearly see Yash have a little bit of footing. His form is back in place. What can FPS do in the situation now that they've already used one of their timeouts?
Rethink? That's the max they can do. Doxer, he might be caught between the act. He wanted to rotate, but unfortunately, he needs to find some other way to do that. Spike is heading towards side B, and Karamil, he was the sole anchor sitting there waiting till the end. Bucky in hand. Smoker cannot do much as Yash shuts him down as well. One by one, there comes the third. The flash is on point, but Elite, what can he do? He's still swinging across. He had the weapon. The advantage was there, but Icarus right around the block as his teammate calls him and tells that I need help. Please help me towards heaven. We cannot drop more weapons.
Great usage of paranoia from the Omen, providing Yash the necessary kill he requires to get control of the site. And the pressure goes on. 2 kills back to back. Icarus was present from the back. Although the timing was a little bit late, he did eventually secure it. 6-3. 3 more rounds left for the first half to come to an end. Let's not forget that this is a deciders map. Map number 3. FPS. They had the control on map number 2. Will it be the same on map number 3? Smoke in a very bad spot. Paint bomb, satchel charges. The explosion could work out. It could deal major damage, and it will do so, taking out Yash in the process. But the powerful executes from AST still is in their hands.
It is. And so is the Nightfall Arjun way too low on HP. There's one man coming in from heaven. That's going to be a very vital angle where Wave is capitalizing upon Arjun. Good on to Karamil, near the last man standing. He's been shot from the wall. Look at him. Not able to do anything at this point of time. Running back, saving that Phantom for the next following round as near. Well, this is as close he could reach. The 7th is imminent. He's trying for a backstab, but there's a tripwire waiting at his disposal. The moment he sits, there you go. He understands. He can feel it. It's like a razor wire. Icarus, Anzi as always, wants to take that corner, but the shots are going to be on point. Icarus, the one weapon that could see yet another round, has been denied. And there comes the 7th on board for the likes of Asterisk. This team, Baba Gusta. They are just proving that they are the better ones out there. This competition for now looks lopsided. First, the initiation was good, not gonna lie, from the likes of 120 FPS, getting those early few rounds, the pistol on point. Later on, what happened? Don't say Yash happened.
No. I mean, just by taking a look, the scoreboard itself, Yash is currently on the bottom, right? So it's like it's either Arjun or Icarus who've been trying to have that backups.
It's the team support.
It's the team
Every
support.
single one of them sitting on 9 kills, first 3, which is Icarus, Arjun, River. The trading potential is seen right now. The trade game is on point, which was missing in the previous game.
Yeah. Like every time when you see Yash head in with the execute and he gets picked out, the immediate trade from the side of Team Asterisk have been on point. They've been doing an exceptional job of making sure that the damage would be controlled as quick as possible, and they did so in such great fashion. 37. Do you think it would end on a 9-3 in the first half?
Oh, no. That's a curse moment, Baba Gusta. That's the curse moment. Last time it did not come in effect, but it might be that this time it can come through. There have been some conversations made here and there about the timer being paused. There might be some kind of a technical difficulty which the players are facing, and soon we will be inside the game. But for you guys out there, if you want the gaming experience and the work-life balanced and speeded at the same time, then might as well upgrade your RAM sticks to a DDR5 5600 CL46, which delivers 1.75 times faster speed than an average DDR4 RAM. Alongside, if you want to game anywhere, carry your files, folders with a blazing speed of up to 1050 MB per second, then Crucial's X9 Pro SSDs are your go-to. All of that information down there in the description. Go ahead, click on it. It's even linked in the chat section as well. So, guys, what are you waiting for? Do it.
Yeah. And also don't forget about the giveaways as well. 2x1000 Valorant points. All you have to do is head in towards the socials of the Instagrams, the Esports Club, and comment Valorant in any of the stories in the Esports Club. Yeah, any stories. And stand a chance to win 2x1000 Valorant points. Winners will be announced at the end of the series, which will be at 23rd December. So
that's right.
Make sure to register, make sure to comment Valorant on any of the stories, and you know, get yourself some good Valorant points.
That's a very cute cat.
It's a very cute cat.
Inside the box.
Yeah. It's a cat in a box.
Someone adopt her. Look at the cuteness.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find any agent that has a similarity towards a cat, but I just can't think about it properly.
Oh, you mean to say the characteristics like they're very catty? I believe.
I'm sorry, characteristics being catty?
Yeah, like aggressive.
I mean, you could have just said cat-like reflexes.
No, aggressive. Catty.
Oh,
like that. Catty.
I see.
Not like kitty cat.
Just pounce away, just
Yeah,
like we get to
just
see
like
from
Yash.
Yash's perspective though. Fault line catches up with the concussion, securing one near with the Bucky. Being able to get a kill from close range, and the weapon upgrade just works like a charm. It will help Ellie to get his weapon upgrades as well in the post plant, which would make it difficult for AST.
That's right, Rolling Thunder in effect right about now, and things are gonna go haywire. Arjun in the middle of all of that, he's gonna get one kill, but he's way too low on HP. Elite from the top, dropping down like a eagle to get the round, but the repositioning is equally good. Doxer, he's been caught right behind, and one by one the players who were thinking that they can go for a spike defuse, it's not gonna happen. Doxer stuck in a 1v2 situation, and look at that, the aftershock, the entirety of the team Asterisk. Oh my god, they have deciphered the opponent so well, even though 120 FPS, they had the man count advantage. The repositioning, certainly in this map, is a game changer for Asterisk. And if it keeps happening, right, Baba Gustav, there's no chance on earth that 120 FPS can stop this team.
It was going so well. FPS, it was going so well. The sky, near. One kill, weapon upgrade. The second kill, 2 weapon upgrades. And once they pushed in towards the side, what happened then? The spike defuse, one of them checking in towards the heavens. And next thing you know, here comes the surprise attack from Icarus. Man, oh man.
Now,
This is not looking good for the side of FPS, especially in the first half. Things could end in a 9-3 scoreline with the side of Team AST. The showstopper fault line concussion is just chef's kiss.
I know
The fault line is just getting every single players off on the block. And once again, with the rest of the information being given post-plant, FPS, what can you do?
And they're going to be pinged constantly. Barrage with the information game. Yash on point. Look at him. Counter strafing. Left, right. Getting those frags. There's going to be commitment on Seekers as well. But near, I don't think so. It's going to be a potential clutch coming in. And that's right. The Hooters are on as the scoreline is going to sing the story of the win coming in from Asterisk. 9-3. It's a massive lead. And to accomplish this lead, or to even equalize it, you need to win your pistols. Which we saw in the first half, being won by 120 FPS, as the defense was looking so good. But right after that, Yash, the unstoppable force, alongside the individual gameplays coming in from Arjun, River, Icarus, it's working out like a charm. Wave, especially his paranoia, the timing, so good.
Stay focused.
Let's see how this pistol round favors for the side of AST. They've managed to secure a lead on the first half, but if they lose the pistol round, then they are going to end up giving away 2 round wins back to back. Fault line once again. Arjun goes in for the peak. Will be able to attack some damage. No, not a lot. But he will get the headshot to take out the raise, but not from the sky. Duelist is gone. Yash is present.
Oh my God.
So is Icarus holding down the side. Wave is present too, and just like that, it's an entire clean out coming in from the side of Team Asterisk. Pistol round is this. 10-3. FPS in big trouble.
That's right, big troubles on their shoulders. Oh boy. They're crumbling down, man. They're crumbling down. Not even, except for near. There's no one reaching towards the double digits. And that's a big warning sign. They need to start getting those trades and eventually landing up, getting a round or two. They need to push Asterisk on the verge of their economy being crunched, which is not happening currently. Smoker is a lone man who has a Bucky, but other than that, the others are chilling. They're the chill guys. Ghosts all across, and River from far range. He knows that things are going to happen right about now. Gosh, good support altogether. The mid is completely fortified. There's this one lone man who thinks that his adventure is better than all of them. That is Caramel.
Man, that is risky. Yash, what are you doing? What are you doing? The second, both the shots missed. He doesn't survive. That's a huge mistake. There was no need to push that aggressively. And you're just going to give away 2 kills back to back, and also an opportunity to just
check your corners.
Doxer, he also gets 1 more. What exactly happened?
I have retrieved the spike.
Asterisk. That is not good. There was no need to aggro like that, man. 10-3. It's a 1v2, Bulldogs in hand. You've just given away not only just the opening, but also the weapon upgrades, which would benefit them in this round.
The moment I told the mid is completely fortified, the entire team thought about, let's just go ahead and get that more control. That jitters, thinking that there might be nothing but just pistols. But that's the thing. It's never the same. And Caramel, for sure, is going to nail the final shot, getting the second round. Whereas the opponents were enjoying the bonus, now they're going to have that money and enjoy with it and get yet another round. I believe it's a 9-3 curse, man. I believe Baba Gusta, it's a 9-3 curse.
This is a nice spot.
They're not out of it just yet, but... Oh man, no. I don't even know what to say, Yash. Like, he had it under control. He even got the wall bangs. It would have been best to wait for another fault line for at least 20 seconds, then head in for a push, instead of just going in for a dry push, which it didn't quite work out. Both the shots were missed, and now the advantage is favoring for FPS. Low push, fault line, Yash once again, big trouble. Wall bangs will be met. They don't have information on Wave's whereabouts. He gets the first, doesn't get the second. As Asterisk slowly losing the brink of the situation, as the Classic will get 1 more. Some good peaks, some great trades coming in from the side of Team AST, but unfortunately they don't have any weapon upgrades. And you can clearly see Elite knows this. He knows that one of them will at least be playing in towards the heavens or from B, so they'll be making their way towards the exact default plant, and that's where Arjun has it.
Oh, he's smelling blood. He senses someone to linger inside the default area itself. And Arjun, for now, he's been shut down. Last man standing, River has a stinger. But how well can he hit his shots? There comes Aftershock, but yes, Doxer, he was ready for it. He knew that he can win this battle night and day. 120 FPS, getting the 5th round, an asterisk. Well, that one mistake is causing them the demise of 2 consecutive rounds. Oh boy. Hates to be asterisks now.
Man, there's 3 more rounds for asterisk. And FPS, they're just having a time at this point. Advantage is theirs when it comes to their weapons, so is the abilities. All FPS have to do is just do the same execute that they've done for a really long time and pick out the most important targets while they proceed with those push. Yash once again attempting for control towards mid, but unfortunately the controls will be at the hands of Team FPS. It is their domain. The Trailblazers, for information, they're just present to ensure that the aggressive attempts from the side of AST will be handled. And Smoker, he'll be the one to push in towards push. No, he's just gonna fall back. All right, that's where Arjun is. He finds one, chose to fall back, but he's still playing it safe. The guiding light going in for the blind. As the time starts to tick away for 40 seconds, Karamil, oh boy, no, knifed out of existence.
Oh my goodness. Karamil is showcasing why he's the most feared player in this map. Leaking all sorts of information. The entire team was relying on him heavily, and Karamil, he delivers last man standing. What can he do? Wave. The max he can do is deny the flawless. Oh yes, knives out, but okay, he knew it. He shouldn't be doing that. But it would have been a beautiful moment. And eventually, it's Dozer just mowing down the opponent, pushing Asterisk to go ahead and get that timeout of their own. 1 minute. Oh, so clean.
Like I'm still having.
Icarus is gonna have PTSD right after this.
Not just Icarus. Timeout will be given. I'm not saying it's not just Icarus. It's also the Raze as well from the side of AST. There was no need for that push. You can clearly see that one single mishap ended up with a major lead for FPS.
How bad were the tripwires that Karamil just went all the way through deep from screens towards the spawn area of the defenders? Oh my god. And Icarus, he was still in that animation of looking at the camera, expecting that he's going to look at the legs of Karamil and that's where he's going to shine, but no. No says Karamil. But it was a beautiful way of getting the 6th man. Beautiful way.
It was. And now, hopefully in the timeout, the side of Team Asterisk, they'll be able to salvage some rounds out of it, hopefully. But the way how FPS is playing at this point, with Karamil, who just made a really impactful play in the previous round, how can they deal with this? This time it's pistols all the way, so if they do lose this round, in the next round they'll be able to, go in with full rounds and maybe try to get away with a round win or 2. Information's been given. Karamil's location has been detected. Paint bombs which would force Karamil out all the way towards the other side, but they need to show their presence towards pillars. Trailblazer will give them some vital information on players positioning. No one is on towards the A side, and here comes Karamil, locked and loaded. 2 kills near already. Control on towards the A side as they have control on heavens as well, which leads to Arjun.
Spike planted.
Mighty Arjun on a 1v3. Guardian in hand, which will be picked up. Doxer, he knows this. He sees the weapon. He shoots. He scores. 7 to 10 as FPS slowly catching up to the double-digit mark.
He had 12 arrows in his quiver, the Guardian, but unfortunately could not see any of the opponents, man. Another timeout being activated from the likes of Asterisk. And yeah, this is going to give a lot of room and the confidence for the likes of 120 FPS, thinking that yes, we have finally gotten inside their heads.
That's 2 timeouts back to back.
Yeah, and round after the other. Now, they have some really good ultimates. One from the shadows can be used as an expensive recon. Second is neural theft. And the third one is the ultimate. Nightfall. Super, super good, especially when it comes to the executions that 120 FPS is handling. It's the kryptonite to Superman.
Kryptonite to Superman, and trying to find other weaknesses too from other superheroes, but all I can see is just numbers.
Wait, Batman money?
Really?
Yeah.
How is money a weakness to Batman?
If you remove money,
Oh,
it's a weakness. Oh my god.
wow.
Do you even remember what he just told?
Okay. Aiden, ladies and gentlemen.
Spider-Man, Spidey sense alongside his web-inducing skills. That's it. He's no more Spider-Man.
What about the Punisher?
He's just lethal, just like Nia.
Oh boy. Let's just focus on the match as of now. With the timeout ending up, you can clearly see that FPS, even with 2 timeouts being used, they are still
Good night.
managed to get maximum kills. Nightmare gone from the shadows, not available in this round as well, but you still have Icarus. Is he going to use the ability? No, I think he's not going to use it. Yeah,
He did. Neural theft utilized. And it's just the weight of all of those utilities. Near, is he blind? Nope. But still the swing is going to be equally good. Icarus, River, what's he going to look like? River peeks around the corner, shuts down Elite, gets the 11th on board. Asterisk. They had man count disadvantage, but just one mistake of Caramel costed the entirety of the round. The neural theft being activated, hence giving all the information. This trade was really good coming in from his end. But Icarus, my god, slinging right across alongside River. The utility usage to perfection. And there goes the 11th. The must-needed round for the likes of Asterisk. The ex-champions are for sure here to showcase that they're not going to end up losing. They want to give a really good fight.
You can clearly see how much of a clutch moment a neural theft could be. Fault line, fake teleports. And now Asterisk, their aggressiveness continues to grow. Forcing Smoker maybe in towards the other side. No. Gonna go back all the way towards B. You have Wave, who is holding out towards the execute. Caramel.
Lovely flash.
Lines of sights blocked. No other choices but to fall back. And right now, FPS is like, wait a minute, they are way too aggro. They're not even defending at the site, which means that mid is entirely compromised. We could figure out a way to try to get an opening pick or two in towards mid, where Arjun is just waiting for them to arrive.
Lovely. The inside game, the information is on point. Arjun has a bulldog, but the flash equally good, flushing him out from that position. And from here on, the defenders will know that the execution is there towards site B. But all of a sudden, Yash has made things easy for the likes of the defenders. First off, his fragging potential. Second, his paint shells. And third was his showstopper. Shunning down the attackers' entire hope of getting the 8th on board. As Asterisk, they are on 12.
Timeout working out. Asterisk, what a way to recover back the rounds that they have lost in the second half. 12-7. Showstopper, fault lines, just perfection. 2 fault lines back to back. The showstopper just, once he realized that he was concussed, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Next thing you know, They
It's
have
high
secured
tide.
match point. Yeah,
Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and next thing you know, it's a high tide.
it's a high tide. A high tide for the side of Team Asterisk. And here comes the execute from Smoker once again. Showstopper prepped and ready. Where are the opponents? Breach is so close. This explosion could be huge, and it is huge as well. 2 kills. 3 from Doxer. As FPS, they're not gonna give it back just yet. There's only 2 players remaining. Information's been given from Neural Theft. Basically in the danger zone. And Near, the only player left. No, Near he's still there. Towards
Wave?
the heavens. Wave. It's all up to him. He gets picked out. So is Smoka's. Explosive executes towards the side. 8-12. As Team FPS, they're not giving up just yet.
Nope. They're raging. They know it's important, it's vital. And the opponents, the weaponry is not that great. Wave on the other end, cheaping out on his healthy shield for a half shield in order to buy the Vandal. Still seems plausible. How well can this entire team function as a single unit? So far, so good. But look at that. There's only one player heading towards side B, towards garage area to spam across and then head back towards A, where the entirety of the team is waiting. All eyes on side A. Slow and steady. They're heading forward like a snail. They know that the tripwire is right in front, not taking those shots in order to give away the information.
Yeah, smokes will be made. So are they execute. And here comes Karamil. That's the first shot. No trade outs being made. Fault line will be used too, but there is no synergies being made followed up with that fault line. Executes will be made. So is the post plant. It's now or never for ASG. And here comes Rolling Thunder. The concussion working out well to perfection. As Arjun and Icarus, both of them held back high in towards the heavens.
It's all onto Doxer. It's all onto him. Smoke screens right across Near, taking his shots, but one by one, they all are fumbling down. The last man standing. What can he do? Smoker, 6 bullets in the chamber. He goes in for the reload, and there comes a half diff. And in this half diff, there is a lot of control. Could not know where exactly the spike is. Can be a full diff coming through, and Smoker, he could not understand what is going on. A ninja being pulled right off Icarus. My God, way to reel in the 13th man.
Way to relive almost another chance of an OT that could have happened from the side of Team 120 FPS, but in the end it will be Icarus who would be the hero of the story, securing the post plant and also securing the spot on the lower brackets finals. So a job well done for this man right here, providing Asterisk the win that they need to push in towards the next phase. Second half, a lot of mistakes were made from the side of Asterisk, especially Yash. But right now, looking at the recovery, 2 timers back to back, they have somehow managed to bring it back. Let's take a look at the crucial moments as well and talk about the entirety of this matchup between Team 120 FPS and also on the side of Team Asterisk.
It started all good, man. It started all good. The comeback was coming through, and 120 FPS, all those mistakes that they made in the first half, it was nullified. But eventually, the round executions from the likes of Asterisk was so good. They took 2 timeouts in order to assess what's going on. They did that and very well executed those upcoming rounds. No matter how bad their economical condition was, they stood tall against this fight. 120 FPS, unfortunately, even though it has been revamped, they need to find that perfect synergizing moment for the entire team. So that's going to be a task for them, as they're already out of this tournament and they can enjoy the other parts of it. Look at how the opponents are playing, and you know, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I also need to talk about the first half as well, where we did get to see Smoker have those risky buys of the operator. 3 rounds didn't quite work out well in his favor, right? And then he also included the operator even on the eco round as well, which means that he had a lot of creds. I can clearly understand why he would go in with the operator in the first place. Really great for long range, but because of that, there was a lot of round that had been lost and given at the hand of Team ASG. And also, what a way to end things off in the lower brackets matchup. Amazing performance being delivered from both the sides. Icarus with a total of 20 kills, Doxer with a total of 20 kills. but in the end, it will be none other than Team Asterisk, 13-8, who will emerge victorious in a best-of-3 matchup in the lower brackets, heading towards the next phase. And now we just have to wait for the upper brackets matchup.
Yes, sir. And which is going to be next, guys?
Yeah,
Mind you guys,
next.
it's going to be next. And wait for it. The action is going to be amazing. 10-7 versus Amigos Esports. Ola from the other side. But the MVP is one of the players that we want to talk about. Who's it going to be? It's going to be either Icarus or Doxer. But with the likes of it, it is Doxer securing the MVP spot. KDA of 20, 15 deaths and 5 assists. He was a controller, man. A controller doing God's work just explains how well he was adapting to the situation compared to the others.
Yeah. 20 kills, 1 first kill, 3.4k damage and 25% headshot. Almost all of the situation that Doxer was in, it was always about post-plant. It was always about at the executes of that situation. And boy oh boy, did he made an exceptional performance on map number 3 split. Unfortunately, his journey comes to an end, and try his luck once again at the next season of the Showdown series. But right now, let's take a look at the MVP of the series. Who's it going to be?
Want to know an interesting fact? I'll tell you right after this. MVP of the series, of course, is going to be Yash. Thanks to his individual performance coming in, being the duelist, standing up to the task. First off, in the first half of Sunset, he was not enabling himself, but the moment he did, he was just getting all of those frags, man. So right from there, his journey started till the very end of this split map. 58 total kills, 52 deaths and 6 assists. Damage of over 10,400. This speaks volumes, man. This speaks volumes. And towards a fun fact, right?
Yeah. Fact read from Aiden, by the way.
Doxer was the ex-teammate of Asterisk.
Oh boy. They can clearly see the rivalries between these two teams, but in the end, it is none other than Team Asterisk who did end up winning the matchup. Next phase on the lower brackets, and now they just have to wait whether if they would go up against Team 10-7 or Team Amigos.
Indeed, 10-7 or Amigos is going to be that big question. But guys, for you, we have something in our arsenal. Go ahead and check all of these products. It's down there in the description. First off is the Crucial's RAM sticks, DDR5 CL46 5600, which delivers 1.75 times faster speed than an average DDR4 RAM.
And also, don't forget about the portable SSD with the latest Crucial X9 Pro portable with a blazing fast speed up to 1050 megabytes per second. The speed that you require to play any games or store storage, and you can use it in any location you want.
Exactly, plug and play. All of that down in the description alongside the chat section as well. Everything is pinned, guys. Whatever you want to buy, go ahead, click on it, understand your product and buy it.
And of course, how can you not forget about the amazing display of the Spawn, which is powered by Brainstorm, designed by Fury, and beautifully executed by the Esports Club, where esports
is done right.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, folks. Game number 1 completed. It went towards the 3rd map. We were all super excited for it. And the lower bracket, for now, it's over. We have seen Asterisk move forward. But for now, it's adios, bye-bye. We're going to see you in the next stream, so stay tuned.
System. Alright, let's do this.
Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, Hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X 3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.